Okay, well, welcome back all the participants. So we are proceeded to our second invited talk of Professor P. Ananta Raman. He will be talk about the marine plants and the ecosystem restorations. Welcome to you, sir. Now I invite to our convener, Dr. Shukla Saluja, to introduce our speaker. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Abhishek. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Professor Anantharaman. Good afternoon, Abhishek, Dr. Kalyani Krishnan, my dear colleagues, and all the participants of this webinar today. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our speaker, Professor P. Anantharaman, to you all. He is a dean in the Faculty of Marine Science in Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. Sir is an active researcher. He has more than 22 years of teaching and research experience and has guided and awarded 20 PhDs, 17 MPhils and MScs. He has participated in 80 national and 10 international conferences and almost 100 seminars, symposia and workshops. He has also been actively involved in conducting almost more than 40 national and international conferences and many seminars, symposia, and workshops. Professor Anantharaman has successfully undertaken and completed 16 research projects. Sir has more than 20 research publications in international and national journal of high repute. His areas of specialization include phytoplankton, spirulina, seagrass, and seaweed research. Today, Professor Anantharaman will be delivering his lecture on marine plants and ecosystem restoration. I once again welcome Sir to our webinar.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for very nicely introduced to me. First of all, I really thanks to given me the opportunity to my good friend Rajasekhar only introduced to me to Dr. Abhishek, and really thanks to Dr. Shukla madam. They were nicely introduced to me, and Kalyani madam and all other members from your college. Today I want to talk something about in that marine plants or marine biodiversity. Now your topic also, the national conference webinar topic also very nice. The environmental degradation and ecosystem restoration is a very, very important topic, because nowadays all the members well known, all freshwater or marine, anything totally destroyed. Okay, or air pollution, water pollution, any type of pollution. Now mine pollution also more over. Now Corona only reduced the pollution. That's another status report. Again now started another Corona also coming up. That's all the member fearing. Okay, so how to conserve the nature? There's a God gift. Our earth is only the God created only the earth. Other planet we don't live. Now we are also church, because now earth also totally collapsed. All the type of pollution, everything. How to reduce the phytoremediation or reduce the pollution sources, or water pollution or air pollution or noise pollution, anything. Okay, but in this case, marine area more than 71% only that sea, 29% only land region. But in these marine plants, for example, phytoplankton is very, very important role, is a first energy source, and no phytoplankton, no fish, any water column, freshwater or marine, that much of important, highly important. And same as well as the zooplankton and fishes and seaweed, another one group of plants, and sea grasses, another group of plant. So I want to touch with that marine plants and animals also. So we also destroy every day. India is a mega biodiversity country, no problem. But what happened? Every day we also lose some of the species. Every time, every minute, we also lost a lot of species diversity. So how to conserve? How to that is restoration technology. That's a very, very important. At the time only we live. Otherwise, we don't live the earth. Okay. So I want to talk something about in this particular marine plants and other ecosystem. So already I noted the human activities drive environmental changes. So already told is potentially cause ecosystem collapses in the marine environment, not only terrestrial. Marine environment is also a lot of stress. A lot of fishes also stress. A lot of all that developing countries or developing countries, mainly all the industries mainly present in that near shore. What happened? Nobody thinking about the treatment, water treatment, solid waste treatment, or liquid treatment, directly dumping in the ocean. All the number thinking about sea is a dustbin, just a dumping ground. So what happened? All the plants, animals also absorb all the pollution. After that, we only consuming a lot of disease also came, or pesticide pollution, or metal pollution, any type of pollution. Okay. After that, only the climate change. So nowadays, all the member well known, easy to know about the weather changes and climate change. That nowadays every day temperature also increased day by day. Also the heavy rain. All the member well noticed different season. Everything totally changed. But in the biodiversity based on the global distribution, 1,729 species in fish only, 124 marine mammals, 330 sea birds, everything linked one by one, phytoplankton to mammals. Without disturb any one of the ecosystem, totally collapse everything. So most severely affected by global warming. All the members now talking about global warming. So what happened? The true temperature increase, that's only affect all the plants and animals also totally damaged. So atmospheric greenhouse gas, mainly 30 years, already told in a global temperature 0.2 degrees centigrade per decade. So a lot of sea water level rise and a lot of problems, a lot of diseases in that terrestrial plants, animals, as well as marine and plants and animals. So in the warming of the water, greater stratification of the water column, so reducing mixing in the some part of the ocean, which affect the oxygen and nutrient availability also. That's also very important role for all phytoplankton, all marine plants. And primary production already told, this is the first energy source. The ecophysiology of the water breathing organisms, no phytoplankton, no fish, that's only told. The primary production, the energy source, the phytoplankton is a very minute microscopic algae. The water temperature is increased, melt water and discharge ice from the terrestrial glaciers. That's only I told the sea level rise. Okay. And another one, that's a marine ecosystem rising the atmosphere, carbon dioxide level also increased day by day. That's only our former President Abdul Kalam also, at least you cut any one plant, you sapling 14 plants, but it's not sufficient. Only land, terrestrial, only very minimum amount. But in the ocean, more than phytoplankton is a very important role, oxygen generators, and mangrove plant also oxygen generators, seaweed also oxygen generators, more oxygen produced. Take all the carbon dioxide, take it, after the release the oxygen, that's only you also reduce the oxygen ocean acidification and remove that biological effects also. And this is a very simple way how much that once in the ice-free Arctic summer, how much the plant and the animal source also totally reduced, 0.2 degree temperature increased, everything totally collapsed. Ice, water, sea water level rise, affect the lot of plants and the hill region, everything totally collapsed. So that's only I will show that global warming, just a 2 degree. Okay, just imagine. This is a phytoplankton, already told, this is the primary producing sources, very minute microscopic algae. More than lakhs present in the ocean or water column, freshwater or marine. This is a minute microscopic algae. This is another one group, secondary producers with a zooplankton. This is called as zooplankton. Just to take one drop of water, seawater or freshwater, you also observe this type of very minute microscopic algae and animals. There's another macrophytic algae. This is a seaweed. Is a seaweed, you're also consuming the seaweed also. Foreign people already consuming, every day 30% consuming only seaweed. But our Indian people, nobody take it the seaweed. But highly nutraceutical and pharmaceutical values naturally present. What happened? A lot of pollution accumulated in the place, automatically degraded. Seawater level also increased, temperature increased, everything totally collapsed. So we only care and conservation of these marine plants. This is another, just like forest. Just you want to see that ocean, you walk on the seaweed beds and seagrass beds. In Tamil Nadu, Kalpa Munnar region, only highly seaweed beds, seagrass. This is a seagrass. Mainly present in Gulf of Mannar, East Coast region. In Gulf of Kutch, West Coast region only, the seaweed marine plants also very high. In this area, you observe a lot of fishes, school of fishes on molluscan farms, oyster, starfish, cucumber, a lot of animals also present, but you also collapsed, you also increased a lot of pollution sources, ultimately affect, suppose in thermal power station, atomic power station, the water also outlet, the more temperature, ultimately affect a lot of bleaching and other problem. And sedentary organisms don't move, a lot of problems. Automatically, a lot of species also affected, endangered. Okay, totally nil. It's a seagrass ecosystem, and this turtle. Turtle also per day 30 kg of seagrasses consumption. So anyone lost automatically, you destroyed any one of the ecosystem, totally destroyed other ecosystem also. That's only you also conserve the ecosystem. Suppose you also take any seaweed, the temperature also more increased, automatically that regenerative, the reproduction, propagation and totally affected. And this is another one marine plants, that mangrove plant. The mangrove plant nowadays after tsunami time, Andaman region, Nicobar region, and some Tamil Nadu region, all other Indian places totally damaged. The ecosystem also totally collapsed. So this Andaman region totally collapsed in that mangrove region. So what is very easy to understand that sea level rise, a lot of plants and animals also destroyed. So now a lot of urbanization, that turtle also mainly lake laying mainly nearby shore. Urbanization, a lot of building developed in the nearby coastal region. We are also destroyed that turtle ground also. So turtle also come to that nearby shore. Now that no shore, sandy shore. What happened? We only destroy that that particular animal also. Suppose the coral reef, you know that Papua New Guinea, coral reef also, the Great Barrier Reef, the coral reef region only, a lot of ornamental fishes also there. The water level increased, automatically there are a lot of animals also, that coral reef bleaching, after that ornamental fish also totally, the level, species diversity also very less. So this is the ecosystem highly efficient to carbon sequestration. So you know that what is the level of carbon sequestration? Tropical forest, very minimum, and boreal forest, temperate forest, very minimum. But you compare with the mangrove and tidal marsh, salt marsh, seagrass meadows, phytoplankton, that's a carbon sequestration rates very reduced, more than in that coastal plants only, very important role. And some seagrass restoration techniques. So already how to conservation aspect. This is the seagrass, how to handling the seagrass transplantation is one of the important technique. One of the technique you collect from the some seeds. Because the marine angiosperm plant, seagrasses angiosperm plant, but seaweeds also non-flowering plant. The seagrass plants you collected from the seeds. After culture in the axonic culture in the lab, we also one of the project, Department of Ocean Development previously. After collecting the seeds in the lab itself, culturing different medias. After that, transplanted to that without seagrass area. After that, we are also growing the new forest of seagrass plantation. And this recapitalization implies the returning seagrass to an area. The seagrass meadow previously existed, but not necessarily returning the seagrass of the same species. So nowadays, you know, more than 13 species only available in India, but global level 62 species available. But what happened? But very taxonomy level very low. But you also observed in the east coast of Gulf of Mannar region, Rameshwaram, and the west coast Gulf of Kutch region, Gujarat, a lot of seagrass beds, just like forest. So this is a very important role, that same species composition, abundant distribution, and ecosystem function. Each one mainly close relationship, coral reef, seagrass, and mangroves. There's a close relationship. That's a very important role of ecosystem. So the recapitalization technique for return of ecological function varying from until 2 years to greater than 5 years. That's an ecosystem service, very important role. And successful transplantation required method for local conditions and some factors, mainly you also know about the season, water depth, and plant intensity, everything you monitored. and sustainable, suitable transplant material also needed source for donor sites. Okay, without area only you culture, transplant the seagrass. After that only a lot of animal association forming these particular regions. Okay, so here the transplantation technique mainly the manual planting of springs, pluck method, and corer method, and yield grass removed with the frames, mechanical technique to provide larger transplant unit, and shawl method, and stable method, corer method. A lot of methodology available in the seagrass transplantation and seed collection, everything. So after harvesting from the leading edge of the seagrass meadows, collected seagrass, that's only after you collected from without damage of seagrass, and you also transplanted it to without seagrass beds. That's a lot of methodology available. Is some swing with 6 shoot. That's one plant. That's enough. And after that, inserted to without seagrass beds. So here, after then, you are also monitoring how much you also inserted, how much growing, everything you also monitor, and how much animal association, everything you noted. Okay. And what is the range of planting densities can be used 0.5 or 1 meter and meter saplings spacing between the transplants. After that, you also analyzed the biomass, how much biomass growing in that particular region, and number of springs, number of branches, everything you monitored. After another 6 months or 1 year, that region also very good growth. That is now seagrass ecosystem also well developed. Okay, that's only you also monitor, and how much the plant also present is that ecosystem, mainly that quadrate system, how to planting, everything you monitor and calculated. This is that transplantation technique showing mainly that some of the depth region diver only used, scuba diver, and some of the seagrass period to transplantation. Suppose a very 4-meter depth, 5-meter depth, no need of scuba divers. You directly transplanted this particular region. High depth region only you are also used for the scuba divers, and just insert the transplanted spring. Okay. At the time, you don't disturb with the plant. This is a material for transplanted technique, Bastian method, small hook and scale only enough. So here after transplantation, landing edge of the meadows. So here tying springs on the boat. You boat itself you tying, and healthy plant only you take it for transplantation. This is a methodology you tie up and just insert in the particular area. So after that well growth, 0.5 meter spacing. After that well growth, that's only give the space. So making the seed collection, another one type, that's corer method, stapler method, shawl method, a lot of methodology available. Suppose you are also collected from the seed, some of the seasonal only. Some of the seagrass also produce the seeds you collected from the corer, collected from the particular area, seagrass meadows, you collected from the seeds. After that, taking the lab, you well cleaned, and you also put it in that some methodology, the medium also ready to prepare, charcoal method or coconut water add, free from arsenic culture, without free from bacteria. After that culture 1 month time, after that only this Calodil uninervis, Calodil finifolia, Syringodium isotipolium, Halophila ovalis, Halophila takari, a lot of species available. More than 30 species only present. After that sieving, the seeds only collected. After to the lab, you also cultured. After that 5 centimeter growth. After that only you transplanted to that without seagrass area. So they collected from the seeds. This is another one methodology. So this is after that in the lab, that growth you are also monitoring. So it's a PVC seed corer, is a 50 millimeter diameter, and stainless steel mesh kitchen sieve. You collected sieve after sieving. After that you collected from that seeds. It's a social recognition of the seagrass importance. This is a very important points. Okay, and challenge to update information status and condition is mainly another one thing. And another challenge, identifying threatening activities of the local scale to target management action accordingly. Suppose without seagrass beds, you also awareness creating from the coastal people. After that only you know the dugong, that sea cow, per day 40 kg of seagrasses only consumption. But seagrass species diversity very lost. What happened? The dugong also now endangered, totally less. Without sea, dugong, sea cow, only consume only sea grasses. But in now Tamil Nadu government and the central government also a lot of steps mainly to the fishery sources, mainly and conserve that dugong. And our Prime Minister also announced now that fisheries, seaweed culture, another one topic. We also fisheries related to fisheries more than 800 crores already allotted now. So we are also one of the tech park in the seaweed culture tech park in Rameshwaram, Kalpa Mannar region. So anyway, we also protect that marine plants and animals also. So the genetic scientific research to support conservation. Conservation is very, very important for any plants and animals. At the time only you also protect our ecosystem. The ecosystem is only very, very important. Okay, not only human being. Now human being only think about the earth is only our part, our role. No, each and every part of the plants and animals also very, very important role of the ecosystem. So here that the factor is reported to contribute to the failure of the seagrass transplantation. Suppose you culture any one of the species, a lot of problems arise. Erosion, big problem. Burial with the sand, heavy soil conditions, turbidity is another one problem. Over blood damage, bioturfation, high sediment ammonia concentration. So epiphyte growth, some of them, some animals also attached with that seagrass beds. So very careful. You also culture any one of the biospecies, a lot of you take more concentration. At the time only you conserve that ecosystem development. So another one plant is a seaweed. The seaweed already is a marine non-flowering plant, but seagrass also flowering plant. This is a non-flowering plant. This is also very, very important for take all carbon dioxide and after that release the oxygen generators. So that is very, very important role of the seaweeds. So mainly culture system, you also directly transplanted to and just like paddy, you insert that underwater after their growth and another type of seaweed culture, a lot of seaweed culture also important and free from pollution. Sea floor is very sandy nature and clear water. Everything you analyzed. After that only you transplanted in culture in that seaweed ecosystem. So here that method, vegetative propagation method, otherwise spore formation or gamete formation. The vegetative method, very simple one. Okay, you directly collect it from the mature plant and just you cut it in the uniform size and each knot 60 grams of seed grass, the seed material. The spore formation or gamete formation method, you collect it from the mature plant after putting the small tank. After you collect the spores or gametes, after that you grow with another 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter. After then transplant it into the particular without seaweed bed area. That's the methodology. A lot of methodology available. Fixed top bottom long line method, rice planting method. Just insert that just like paddy. Okay. Net pond culture, floating cage culture, net method. Any culture system you go. After that is one of the reason fish assemblage is also very high. And another one that economic status also increased. Now we are also taking from seaweed product, algal product, agar, algin, carrageenan. That product also very, very important role for all industries, agar industries, pharmaceutical, nutraceutical, agar medium, and thinness, thickness, all painting industry, leather industry, printing industry, all industries mainly used for this particular seaweed. That's only told this is a nutritional and pharmaceutical value. This is the cultivation of the seaweed culture. This is another one type of cement block with the seaweed. So previously cultured this particular region, heavy monitoring that water speed, current speed, cyclone, everything you monitor. After that only that culture system also very well growth in that sandy region very good, but the turbidity region, that clay region you don't culture. Suppose some of the region of the coral reef region, a lot of herbivore fish also there. Suppose just like fish also consuming all the seaweed. So after next day you go, only you saw that only kairos. You don't observe any seaweed. That's only you put it under bottom. You put it in that some fish net. At the time only grazing problem. What is the grazing problem? So all the time just like fish, all the time present in the water column only. Okay. So this is a material for seaweed culture, only in knife, hammer, and small kairos. That's enough. So healthy plant only you take it and uniform size cut it 150 or 200 grams. This is knot, the braid knot. Central part only you tie up. Each rope 20 knots. Each bamboo wrapped methodology 20 kite knots only you tie up. This is a monoline culture method. Morning time and evening time only culture work going. Otherwise, afternoon 12 o'clock or at the time you are any member tired, very tired. This is a you know the current pattern. After that only you culture this particular seaweed culture. It's a mixed op water method. Already told you a lot of methodology available in that transplantation of that seaweed culture. So monoline is a vertical method, a lot of cage culture, another one net method, and vertical method of culture. You put it in the sea water, a lot of culture. It's a bamboo wrapped. You put it in, you observe in the Kalpamana region, lot of seaweed culture going on. Within 40 days, you cultured, harvested. Only 40 days enough. We are also running one of the project, Department of Biotechnology, BIRAC project, and another one project, UGC project. So here cage culture, another one type. So here bamboo wrapped culture. That's only I told this is only 40 days enough for culture. So another one, the plants, microalgae. The microalgae very minute microscopic algae, but this is a single cell protein. That's only told this is a primary producers. These only, but very simple one. But these plant only give that the food chain food process, food pyramid. This plant only give to the energy source given to the another zooplankton, small fish and big fish. After that, human being only consumption that fish. The energy source level, tropic level, going to one level to another level is a energy, first primary energy source, primary producers. That's only told the phytoplankton. It's a unicellular, very minute microscopic algae. Because plenty, more than lakhs of species present in that freshwater column or marine. So already told any light region is a autotroph plant because autotroph plant lighted region only present more, and very curious and beautiful organisms, but greater diversity. Okay, this particular plant, microscopic algae, mainly that greater diversity and partial grounds in the aquatic environment. Already told autotrophs, that's only carbon contain the photosynthetic pigments, chlorophyll A, B, C, all chlorophyll and red pigments, yellow pigments, all pigments mainly present. That pigments only taking that carbon dioxide and release that oxygen generators. Already told the marine food process is a basic basis and fueling energy to the higher tropic level organisms. Okay, that's us very important. So it's a green algae, some of them green algae. Okay, some of them there's mainly that plankton mainly present in the water column. Early morning only you collect more phytoplankton. After sunlight coming at the time only all the phytoplankton also come up in the top of the water. So here that just observe some of the phytoplankton, but only one or two species only highly toxic phytoplankton. That's only highly harmful algal bloom. But in India, no cases not reported. For foreign countries, a lot of particular phytoplankton consumption of shellfish and other fishes, a lot of human being also deaths, very severe harmful algal bloom. The water color also totally changed, more than 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. At the time, that in other countries also immediately announced, don't go for fishing this particular area. That much are highly toxic, harmful algal bloom, paralysis, PSP, DSP, a lot of problem. Sound produce more oxygen, and already told they are honest, most likely to be affected in the global warming and climate change. So this is very important role in that ocean. So this is I will show some minute microscopic algae. This is very minute, but role is very big. So 350 crore years ago, okay, we are also now only a human being, but the first organism only started from blue-green algae. Now only evaluated, now after that human being or Superman, okay. The first started from only that marine organisms, single cell protein. So now cell wall, already told phycocyanin, phycoerythrin, all pigments mainly present. This is one of the single cell, mainly cyano blue spirulina, spiral shaped structure. You know, this is only this particular plant only harvesting only 7 days. Other plants more time, but phytoplankton only you also culture only 7 days after the everyday harvest. And this is the best anti-diabetic, more protein mainly present in this particular spirulina. This is Spirulina pratensis and maxima food species in the freshwater, and Spirulina subsets are only marine. I will show some of them phytoplankton. You know, this two, just like petri dish, one is two walls, one is a hypotheca and another one epitheca. Two cell wall form, diatoms, single cell, and food source in the ocean. Small plankton of fish, already told, oyster, clams, molluscan forms, everything is very, very important. Mainly two types. One is a centric diatom and another one pinnate diatom. It's a centric diatom. Very beautiful structure. Okay. Very beautiful structures. This is a pinnate diatoms. This is a dinoflagellate. Dinoflagellate only very less species wise, but highly toxic. Some of them only highly toxic. Nautiluca, highly toxic. And Prorosendrum, very less toxic. And Trichodesmium, blue-green algae. So this is a very basic information. You know what is the role of phytoplankton, and the zooplankton only consumption of the phytoplankton, or small fish consumption zooplankton. That's after that release the oxygen. So that energy source going to phytoplankton to up to mammal. So this is some of the algae, Nanochloropsis, Dunanilella, Chetoceras, Kiltonema. Now we have a lot of biodiesel also taking from Nanochloropsis, Dunanilella. Lot of oil content also very high. This is another challenging work. Now in another 10 years, all the members mainly used for biodiesel from algae. Okay, because nowadays day by day increase the diesel, petrol prices increased. Fossil fuel question mark. So alternate arrangement only biodiesel from marine algae. My one of the students also biodiesel from seaweed. A lot of work going on already phytoplankton. Okay, so phytoplankton you collected from the particular net, phytoplankton net, very big one. That's only you collected from that half an hour from the boat itself, collected from all microalgae. Okay, after that you collected from the lab, you culture or identification, isolation, culture. Different media mainly used. Micropipette method or serial dilution method, agar plate method. A lot of methodology available. After that, isolation is very important. Another 5 days, how much you want more within short period, you large scale production of this phytoplankton. Okay, first 10 ml, after that 250 ml, 1 liter, 5 liters. So nutrient medium, a lot of medium available. Fa2 Coulard medium, TMRL medium, nickel medium, valence medium. But Fa2 medium, more number of chemicals. But TMRL medium, Tangkang Marine Research Lab, 4 medium, nickel medium also just 4 medium, valence medium, 4 chemicals. Just your Saurok medium mainly used for spirulina. Now all the medium only specific for this Piranha. This is specific for this type of algae. So now available, everything available. You immediately directly go for culture. So this culture system, you also give the light source and the air condition also give at the time only very good culture. So you know different colors. After that only you immediately you know the coloration only you culture the particular species very good growth. Different colors, you know, the color also the pigment color. So this is a double raceway, large scale production nowadays going on large scale cultivation. And another one, photobioreactors. This is a harvesting technology, simple way. Photobioreactors, you are ready to prepare all the nutrients, light, temperature, everything maintained within a short time. You also large scale biomass taken from harvest, taken from the photobioreactors. This is our lab. We also culture in that microalgae culture in our lab. Different strain we are also cultured. So this is the macroalgae, the seaweed. In Kalpamunnar, just like you observe in my backside, a lot of seaweed beds and seagrass beds, just like forest. So nowadays, all that industrial waste directly dumping into the waste ocean. So what happened? All the plants, animals, everything totally collapsed. So we only, our education people, awareness creating all the people, not only in the ocean, we also, that same way, you also conserve that fresh water and other all that ecosystem. We are also concerned and protect the ecosystem. At the time only we save, human being only save. That's only we conservation of all marine and plants and animals. Once again, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much. If you want any clarification, please freely ask. Thank you very much, Rajasekharan sir and Abhishek sir, Supra madam, Kalyan madam, and all other members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So if there are any queries or any questions from the participants, please feel free to interact with sir.
Okay.
Yeah, Athar Ali, you are the raise your hand, so you can ask your query. Athar Ali. I think there is some problem at the end of the Athar Ali.
Okay, if you want any doubt, please. Any other members?
Yeah, any other questions or any queries?
Because in our department, is the first pioneering institute in marine sciences in India. More than 62 years now completed. We are also running that main lot of programs for your information. MSc Marine Biology and Oceanography, MSc Coastal Aquaculture, MSc Marine Biotechnology, and Ocean Science and Technology, MSc 5 years course, and 4 years course, BFSc Fisheries Science, and +2 completed, directly joined BVOC Aquaculture, 3 years course. So after that, we are also running a lot of PhD program. Marine microbiology, marine biology, aquaculture, a lot of PhD program also organized. You know, this is one of the information up to date. We are also 780 members awarded only PhD in our center. This is a world record, I think. So a lot of members completed PhD in our department. So I think all the members, please visit to our center. It's a best one of the research center in marine sciences, and all the faculty are also well developed. So please welcome. Once again, welcome to all the members. Abhishek sir and all the members.
Yeah, that will be the very great, sir. And your talk is the more informative. And next time we will be the try when
Offline.
we are this one the physical mode. So
Yes.
we will invite you in Delhi for the physical, so we can more interact with you, sir.
Yes, right.
Thank you.
So,
Students, sir, one information: students, those who are going for educational tour, they can make a visit to the center. It will be a really interesting one, and you can find various technologies. Lab to land technologies are implemented, and people are using it to restore our ecosystem and ecosystem management. This CAS Marine Biology is a pioneer institute in our Indian subcontinent. So the students may be encouraged to visit this center in case time permits.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that will be really great, and we will plan to visit your center and see. Especially for me, I am also excited to see so many things in the marine ecosystem, because the most of the things I work in the hill Himalayas.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajasekharan sir. Correctly pointed out.
Thank you.
Because at the time we also coming here, Pondicherry nearby place, and our center very good institute in marine science, and Kalpabana Rameshwaram also very nearby, and Kanyakumari. That's why you planning. At the time you come to visit our center also.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Yes.
Other
So now I
members,
invite
kindly chat.
Dr. Sunita Yadav to give the formal vote of thanks to this.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks to Ananta Raman sir. Like Rajasekharan sir said, it was a lab to land, thing that we have seen in sir's presentation. The entire lecture was very, filled with beautiful slides, which, allowed us to imagine like how the things could work out, what sir is actually doing. And it is, I think the students might have really, appreciated the kind of work that sir is doing to, for ecosystem restoration. And it gives us an insight into the seagrass cultivation, the rehabilitation, the restoration techniques that sir has mentioned. So as sir said, we would definitely like to visit sometime your institute, sir, and see it ourselves, like how you are actually doing it. And it would give a great exposure to our students. So thank you so much, sir, for coming here and taking out time from your busy schedule and enlightening our students with your wonderful talk and presentation, and giving them an opportunity to think, to enter into another, beautiful, world of marine sciences. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. This is another world, one world, madam.
Yeah.
The marine world. Please welcome.
Yeah.
Suppose
yeah.
if you want go depth, scuba divers also available. Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Please welcome to other
We
world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We would
yeah.
like to. Yeah.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you very
Thank you
much
so much,
for
sir.
Dr. Rajasekhar sir, Professor Rajasekhar, Professor Abhishek sir, Madam Sukla madam, Dr. Kalyani madam, all other members from your college. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Please,
Dr.
please welcome,
Yeah.
welcome to
Yes,
us.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Our
Thank you.
another speaker, the Professor S.R. Rao, is also joined.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Welcome, Rao, sir. Good afternoon, Rao, sir.
But how to? Okay. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are the audible,
Yes, sir.
And if you can open the camera, I think.
Yeah, just a moment, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you can open your webcam, sir.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Namaste, Abhishek ji. Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
Right. So now I am at your disposal.
Yes, yes.
As per your program, we can proceed. Whenever it is time, kindly alert me. I am ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hear from you. When I hear from you, I will start sharing my list.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, your place is the totally nowadays it is not hot, it is cold.
It was not hot for quite a long time. In fact, we are fed up with this cold weather.
Yes,
And now for the last 2 days, it is heavy raining, and
Yes.
we are unable to move out. Of course, I know that Delhi is very hot, humid. Maybe you are also having some drizzles,
Some?
drizzling and other things, some showers.
Yeah. Some few days back, sir, around a week
Yeah.
back, we had, but very
We are
few. Yeah.
Yeah, we are having heavy rains. I remember my very good olden days when there used to be rain, and Dholakwa near college, it all used to get flooded, and going to airport used to be very horrendous task. Those, I think I'm talking of 1980s, 485. But now the college has got very good connectivity.
We have extremely hot conditions here, sir, in Delhi. It is 40, 44 degrees Celsius temperature now.
I know that's really difficult.
Abhishek, sir, please add Kalyani ma'am as a panelist.
Yeah, sure. Just
Sunita, I can't start my video, please. I've been disabled.
yes, sir. Wait, one by one, I am doing.
Abhishek,
Yeah,
sir.
basically, this time I am working as a
keen
system
to introduce
administrator.
Professor Rao.
So,
Na?
yeah.
I'm so very keen to introduce Professor Rao.
Yeah, now you can open your
Video.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah, I
finally.
was like I'm telling, sir, Professor Rao, I'm so keen to introduce you.
Namaste, ma'am.
That I
Thank you.
bulldozed
Thank
my
you.
way.
So
That I
kind
had
of.
to bulldoze my way into becoming a panelist. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I think my introduction, it's a pleasure to introduce Professor S.R. Rao, and it's going to be longer than his talk, so I'll try to make it shorter. Professor Rao, thank you so much for joining this group for enlightening our students, because the talk is, I think it's one of the most awaited, because students are looking for career counseling and guidance these days. We try and put one talk every year, one talk. So this time we are fortunate that you joined us.
Somehow
So I'll give a brief.
I also bulldozed my topic into otherwise Professor Barik's domain. It is all ecosystem and eco-restriction, but I bulldozed myself into it so that the youngsters will have some benefit.
Absolutely. So thank you so much. You did that. And it's my pleasure to introduce Professor Rao to the gathering here. After his bachelor's from Andhra University, Professor Rao pursued his master's and PhD from University of Jodhpur. Then his areas of specialization and interest have been biotechnology, cytogenetics, molecular biology, and others. And he has vast experience of over 30 years in teaching in administration. And I'll try to, again, like I said, keep it short. Till 2006, he was associated with Jodhpur, after which he joined the Northeastern Hill University, where he serves as a professor till date. He has won a number of awards. DBT National Associate, Visiting Fellowship to China, then DBT Crest Fellowships and Biotechnology and Pharmacy Fellowships. And like I said earlier, he has served in various administrative capacities in NEHU and other places. He has 3 books to his credit, 11 book chapters, more than 100 research papers. His biodata runs into pages. I just couldn't go through all that. Then he has guided successfully 14 PhD students, and 4 more are being guided. They are about to complete. He completed 7 research projects and 3 are going on. I think he has immense information on publishing, on book writing, research projects, guiding students, administration, and of course, large amount of interest in various facets of botany. So I think he'll make an excellent career counselor too, if he wants to diversify into that field. Thank you so much, Professor Rao. Thanks for joining. And you welcome. The dais is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for all the kind words. Now, with the approval from the organizers, can I start my lecture, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
And just before I start sharing my slides, I just would like to make a couple of points. First thing is, I'm thankful to Kalyani ji for a very elaborate introduction. Only 1 or 2 points I just want to add is, I have for my doctoral work, I spent a lot of, although my degree is from University of Jodhpur, much of the work was carried out at the Department of Botany, Delhi University, Delhi, under Professor so S.N. Raina sir is my supervisor. But bulk of the work, I can say almost 60% of my work was carried out at the Department of Botany, Delhi University, to which Venkateshwara College is also affiliated. That's number 1. Number 2, I, being myself hailing from Andhra Pradesh, Venkateshwara College used to be one of our dream destination for our professional things. Of course, that didn't work, but I had a couple of very good friends there. Dr. Professor KDP Rao in Department of Zoology.
Yes.
I think for some time, Dr. Partha was also there in botany.
Yes.
And in chemistry also there, my classmate Partha used to be there. So that way I'm very much connected to Venkateshwara College remotely, because we always used to adore this wonderful institution. Therefore, at the outset, I expressed my deep gratitude for giving me an opportunity to interact with the students. That's number 1. Number 2, I know
and it is our privilege to listen you on
correct.
the occasion of the Golden Jubilee
Yeah.
of the 60
And sir,
year of this. Yeah.
And our loss that you couldn't join Venkateshwara College.
So I think for a better,
We
for
must
better
have met,
it happened.
because I am a contemporary of Partha too, Partha.
Ah,
KDP Rao
yes,
sir
but-
was very senior, of course, but
Right,
we
right.
must have met you, sir. Yeah, sure.
Definitely, that's what I didn't find you very new this thing. Therefore, this thing and Sunita ji is also there. We youngsters are there. So it's all homecoming, and thank you very much for the nice opportunity. Number one. Number two is as I just mentioned when I was talking to in the opening sentence with Kalyani ji, that somehow I have, when I saw the theme, there is one word which actually attracted me: the capacity building. Now, whether you develop the capacity of the candidates or students in the eco restoration and in the ecological, basically it is all a matter of plants. We have to deal with the plant. So what I thought is, at least if I can just share some of my experiences and other things with students, to how the knowledge of plant will not only help you in your eco restoration, etc. It is also a promising career and a promising future-oriented opportunities can also be made out of the plant sciences. So I opted for this topic, madam. That's the justification why I'm going to talk about all this. So,
Sir, as if you need any, please.
yeah, right. Thank you. So, with your permission, I will start with my slides.
Yes.
Sharing. And I understand that I am given 1 hour, that is up to 3 o'clock. Am I right, sir?
Yes,
Right.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe I would be slightly less than 1 hour, but let me start. Yes. So, dear audience, dear participants of this webinar, and the respected faculty of Venkateshwara College, and more importantly, all those who are interested in the plants. I am trying to make something about choosing the plant science. Why to study plant science? And what are our prospects to be associated with the plants in the long term to come? I cannot just forget late Professor Mohan Ram's one day a comment when we were together at Banaras Hindu University. Of course, he was my teacher. I used to be called as a Ekalavya of Professor Mohan Ram. I regard him. He said that he has narrated a very interesting point. He said about bamboo plant. Bamboo is the plant which it will never be away from you. A man or a human is so much dependent on bamboo plant, which comes to him right from the birth and up to the death, when you will be carried. Till that time, it gives you a company. So obviously, your future, your present, your past, everything is controlled. It is decided by the wonderful plant. Therefore, plant loving should be not a choice. It should be a compulsory thing for all of us. Of course, I too did it, but I loved plants through their chromosomes. That is my basic thing. But nevertheless, plant sciences offer a career choice, definite positive career choice, and a lot of prospects will be there, as I am trying to make a reason for that in my coming slides. So, next. This is this thing. Only one thing is, just go back. Only one thing is that over the years, after gaining experience, I am also heading the Human Resource Development Center as a director there in Nehu Shillong. So I have that experience of counseling students, teachers who come to HRDC for various purposes. So I'll try to mix my experience both as a teacher of around 32 years of standing and a director as a 3 years of my experience. I'll try to mix up and share some information. But basically, each slide will speak about plant as main this thing. So I hope my
Sir,
audience will.
a small request is also is there because
Yeah.
you are the familiar with Delhi or something. So here is the student is the both background. So you can
Okay.
use Hindi and English both.
ओके सर,
Yeah.
ओके, राइट राइट। तो यही चीज मैंने आपसे पहले पूछा भी था कि भाई कैसे
हाँ जी।
चलेगा, क्योंकि हालांकि मेरी हिंदी की ज्ञान कोई बहुत ज्यादा अच्छी तो नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी जहां जहां जरूरत होगा मैं थोड़ा उसका भी सहारा लूंगा, जिसके लिए मान्यवर जो आपका अध्यापक गण जो है वो थोड़ा इसे आप ऑब्जर्व कर लेंगे, ठीक है?
Okay.
चलिए सर अगला स्लाइड पे जाए। So I will start from the basics and I will take you up to the space. And the common thread is plant. Okay, so we know that plant sciences gives a lot of information with a lot of thing to deal with, how a plant can be grown, how a plant can be multiplied, how the plant reproduces, and how, more importantly, it adapts to a variety of environment, and finally, how a plant evolve into a better system to serve you or to serve the nature in a more efficient way. That's what we bring all these under the gamut of plant sciences. So, but what is important we should know, when I say plant, plants are very diverse, and we all ought to know what are that diversity, which we call as phytodiversity. तो सवाल ये है, ये प्लांट के अंदर जो विविधता जो है, वैविधता जो है, वो किस तरीके से हो सकता है? आमतौर पे हम लोग सोचते हैं कि प्लांट्स का मतलब है, प्लांट का मतलब या तो सुंदर सुंदर फूल की तरफ हम देखें या मीठे मीठे फलों का आनंद लेंगे. We will be taking either, we will remember either flowers or fruits. But if you really look into that, plants just does not give you beautiful flowers and tasty fruits. They give you lot many things. In fact, I try to comprehend all those benefits that we can derive from plants. Why I'm talking about that part is, this makes us why we should be studying the plants. You see, if you are all crop plants, which give you the basic staple food. You have horticultural plants. They give you all types of resources which will provide you vitamins, amino acids, etc., like in the form of fruits. Then they will provide you wood for various purposes to make your life very pleasant. And it doesn't take care only about humans, because plants are impartial. They give fodder to the animals, they give wood for various purposes, and they give you medicines. If you are sick, then again the same plant will come to your rescue. It will decorate your house, and also various vegetables will be coming to your dining table. They are all come from the plant. So plants are very rich resources for various purposes. So study of plants is a must for all human beings. We should understand them. And they may sometimes provide you energy. They may sometimes provide you dyes, colors, etc., to make your life very colorful. They will give you medicines. They will give you genetic resources. Various types of genetic background will be there. And nevertheless, you will get different type of biomaterials, whether it is a rubber or whether it is a cellulose or whether it is a chitin, all these things. For example, agar, like important compounds, they come from the sea plants, seaweeds. So plants have a very diverse utility for mankind. There is no denying fact about that. This is what I was just trying to say, which I had from Professor Mohan Ram sir, he says that plants comes to you from the birth and they stay with you up to the death. What is that? I'll give you a small example. What Professor Ram said that in the good olden days, when the baby is born, the mother-in-law or in the head of the family, women head of the family, she used to maintain a bamboo knife to separate the child from the mother by cutting the umbilical cord. That was not cut by any blades, etc. That in those days they specifically used to use the blade prepared by bamboo, and this is a very important because they feel that it is microbial free and it is microbial resistant, that piece of bamboo. Therefore, that is used for keeping the child safe. And it comes to you there and it stays with you throughout. It will give you a house, it will give you a furniture, it will give you bamboo shoot. In Meghalaya, bamboo shoot is a very, what you call, a delicacy. So it gives everything, one bamboo plant. I'm not talking of 76 species which are known in Northeast, which we have worked also for various purposes. And they also accompany you when nobody when nobody is with you. Even then the bamboo plant will go with you to the graveyard and it burns along with you. So that is the greatness of the plants. So studying the plants is a very, very essential thing for all of us who are interested in the plants. Having said that, having made a cause why we should study the plant science, I will tell you what are the various aspects of plant science that we generally take up. For example, how the plants can be classified, how the plants can be identified scientifically and systematically, taxonomy, embryology, how the plant develops, and how it is made inside, anatomy, plant anatomy, and plant physiology, how the plant respires, how the plant prepares the food for you. Friends, we say that plant prepares through photosynthesis food materials for itself, but basically it is doing it for you. Your food is being prepared by the plant. Now, there may be genetics through which the plant inherits several good characters and inherits several important traits. A banana gives sweet banana only, it doesn't give sour bananas. So the genetics is important. You should understand cytogenetics, what is the chromosomal level of control of the traits, and then how we can bring in two different types of characters. This is all we are expected to study under plant science, and we have been doing for ages, And now, what I can say is that finally, we also understand plants, how one plant is evolving from the other plant, or one group of plants, how they are giving rise to another group of plants. This is what we call a traditional plant science or a traditional botany. This is the study about the plants. It is up to you. So point here is we understand all these aspects of plants about using the plants that are visible to us. But my friends, you should also remember that there is a large group of plants which we consider as lower plants. We call them as lower plants because in some of these plants are not even visible to naked eye. For example, take fungi and take some microalgae. They may not be even visible to us, but still they give you some of the very useful benefits to the mankind. algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms. These are all, entire one world of plants are there, which give you a lot many benefits. I will show you the pictures in the coming slides. And then fossil plants. My friends, today we maximum use the fossil fuels, and fossil plants are responsible for enrichment of our fossil fuel resources. You may ask, somebody may ask, sir, why you are telling us about importance of plants? Because each of this study is an area where you can find a career for yourself. For example, if you can become a paleobotanist, you can think more about, you can contribute, you will find a career in what you call petroleum related institutions. They look forward for paleobotany experts. So don't think that anything you study the botany and it will definitely ensure you one career, a decent job. That is what many of us do not. When anybody asks you what you are studying, we do not say with proud, we are studying the botany, we are studying plant sciences. हाँ सर, हम लोग बॉटनी पढ़ रहे हैं सर, आप जूलॉजी पढ़ रहे हैं सर. अरे भाई क्यों पढ़ रहे हो भाई? उसके लिए मैं ये पॉइंट्स आपके सामने प्रस्तुत कर रहा हूं ताकि एक एक एरिया, ये जो बिलून्स में दिखा रहा हूं, इसमें भी हर एक एरिया में आप अपने फ्यूचर को तलाश कर सकते हैं. बहुत ही अच्छी आपकी रोजगार की संभावनाएं बनती है. लेकिन होता क्या है, हम लोगों ने आलगे के बारे में पढ़ना बंद कर दिया. हमने पेलियोबॉटनी को हम देखते हैं कि साहब ये तो ड्राई सब्जेक्ट है. बट there are avenues. Now, this we will consider as a traditional botany or conventional botany. So, इसमें भी बहुत कुछ scope है. I will be going to that later. But now there are modern sciences coming in. Molecular biology, molecular genetics, then number of other areas where we study molecular physiology, molecular cytogenetics, etc. Now, what is this importance of this is, these are the emerging areas of plant sciences. We are advancing. We are no more studying at the cell level. We are studying at the molecules level. How a DNA functions, how a protein performs its function as an enzyme. For example, in molecular physiology, you will try to understand what is the enzyme kinetics by which what you call this photosynthesis pathway can be regulated. In molecular cytogenetics, you can directly visualize the genes on the chromosomes. You will be looking at the genes, not the DNA. So these are all modern advancement of the conventional fields of cytogenetics, of plant sciences. And there are some affiliated areas like microbiology. Microbes are also part and parcel of our plants and animal kingdom. They are associated with the plants. So what is the plant microbe interaction? My friends, one of the most leading companies are now recruiting people after COVID, how people can have information about plants, microbes, and immunity. There are a few American companies who are very much looking for those who have knowledge, not just plant science, not just microbes, who have information about both of them. In the present COVID scenario, they are having the better opportunities. So why my whole objective is to make you aware what are the avenues available if you are a student of a plant science. That is my purpose. And now people have gone to the extent of not only just studying plant and microbes, but the complete ecosystem studies in which the plants, microbes, the insects. You know why why plant need insects? I think you may be remembering pollination. Without insects, the pollination cannot be accomplished. So whether we can study the complete system of a plant, not just one or two areas, system biology. Now, most of the positions, teaching positions, as I was watching in nature and science, most of these are system biologists are preferred all over the world. So these are all emerging areas where you will find a good future career after studying the plant science. So my friends, the very first thing I request all of you is don't feel shy of saying that I am a plant science student or a plant science teacher. Be proud to be a plant science person. Then, not only that, these plants contribute to the economy. For example, the plants, microbes, animals, all of them, they contribute to the economy. Friends, I will show one slide. What is bioeconomy? I mean, what is importance of bioeconomy? I will show you some slides. But before that, when I say bioeconomy means the economy not based on aeroplanes, prepare manufacturing aeroplanes and railway engines and metro rail. I'm not talking of that. That economy is there. People are making metro trains. Every city has a metro. So many jobs are there. But my friends, they are not sustainable. One day, these areas of economy will be crumbled. They may be subject to highs and lows, but bioresources always give you sound economy. So if you are associated with the bioeconomy process, by understanding what are bios, plants, animals, microbes, etc. So your future and future income and your future economy is 100% safe. Although chemicals will also provide you economy and fisheries will also provide you, but these are very few. But if you are a plant expert, you can be an agriculture scientist, you can be a forestry expert, you can be a food biologist, a paper industry may require you, textiles. Friends, today, after food, it is the clothing that is very important. And then roti, kapda, makan. So roti ho gaya, kapda आ गया, मकान. आप लोगों से मैं ये शेयर करना चाहता हूँ. हो सकता है सवेरे बारिक साहब ने भी आपसे कहा होगा, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में bamboo has a lot of impact on the ecosystem. And that bamboo may be such useful thing to you, even it will provide you housing, buildings, etc. Paper industry, everything is plant dependent. भैया आपका जब इकोनॉमी इन सब चीजों से आ रही है, अगर प्लांट का बारे में नहीं जानोगे तो इकोनॉमी को कैसे सुधारोगे? सवाल ये है. मेरा आज का जो छोटे भाषण का मुद्दा ये है कि अगर आप पादप का समझ रखते हैं, पादप का आप ज्ञान आपके पास होता है, आपका भविष्य में आपको हर चीज का भविष्य जो है अच्छा रहने की संभावनाएं अधिक होती है. ठीक है. अगर मान लो आपका केमिकल्स देखिए, आपको भी पता है जैसे रेडिएशन है, वो भी एक एटम बम बनाना, ये बनाना, वो भी एक, वहां पे भी पैसा है, लेकिन वो कंसिस्टेंट नहीं है. कल आपको यूरेनियम मिलना बंद हो गया तो आप क्या करोगे? लेकिन ये पौधा हमेशा आपके लिए खाना बनाती रहती है. उसको सिर्फ आपको सूरज देना है और सूरज का रोशनी जो है आपको मुफ्त में मिलती है. तो try to understand plants ensure every aspect of your life to be safe, secured and comfortable. That is my take-home point. So I have already explained you, plant-based economy is something which is enormous, magnanimous. So I just gave some example of name of plants here. You just go through that. Bamboo, devdar, teak. You go to Himachal, Cedrus devdar, that is the tree-based buildings are many more as compared to cement and bricks. And biofuels are provided by plants like Jatropha and Calotropis. Suppose you are you become an expert of biofuel plants. My friends, I tell you, the future belongs to you. Because in future, biofuels will become more premium products because we are exhausting the resources. So you will be asked how to conserve them, how to regenerate biofuel resources. Biofuel, I am not talking fossil fuels. Fossil fuels come after thousands of years of that. But biofuels, you can generate in 2-3 years of time. If you go to Europe today, the emphasis is on biofuels rather than fossil fuels like petroleum and diesel. Then sugar substitutes. Now even today we are using many sugar substitutes. So if you become an expert of plant who can identify substitutes for sugars, carbohydrates, you will be having a lot of good chance for in the industry. Then biopharmacy, medicines, hundreds of plants are there which can be utilized for pharmacy purposes. Then you can develop a herbal garden. I know one person, what he in Andhra Pradesh, he has simply converted his 2 acres of land into herbal garden. He doesn't know anything. He just grows medicinal plants and herbal plants in them. Just he grows, he doesn't extract anything. But my friends, believe me, he is earning 5 times more than what he was earning earlier. Because many companies come and buy these medicinal plant products. So you can just stay at home in your village and you can generate your employment. And similarly, if you can grow some trees like teak, sal, etc., each tree will cost you several lakhs of rupees. It will fetch you. So my friends, plants, understanding plants, studying of the plants is the way you can ensure your future. So try to understand this, right? I can tell you some success stories. People have used and refined biorefineries where they have isolated several chemicals from the plants and they have recovered elements from the wastewater using certain plants, bioremediation, phytoremediation. Suppose if you are an expert in that, you can always advise people how to grow them, how to get benefit of these things. There are, I can go on and on to talk about the stories. I'll just show 4 pictures only 4 pictures. Can you imagine? This is a 18-storied building and it is all made by wooden high-rise buildings. In future, there is every possibility that most of the countries will not be hiring B.Tech people to build their buildings. They will ask botanists to come and tell which tree we should use for constructing a high-rise building. You will find many jobs in such thing. How you will develop panels and how you make the panels insect proof, how you make the panels weather proof, how you will process the wood. Friends, it is not a person who is studying electronics and electrical engineering is going to do this job. He cannot do this. Only you who are studying plants, they can build these buildings. And I told you, we have ignored algae. Yes, saying, "Arey, algae mein kya hai bhai?" My friends, see, these are the algal panels. Each panel can give rise to a energy, bioenergy. So, in nutshell, what I am trying to say is, you see two more pictures. Now, you can grow plants without soil, just with water, only water. Of course, you will provide all the minerals, nutrients, etc. No need of land, no need of soil. Hydroponics, a area where now very big companies are investing millions of dollars. Friends, you know why? Hydroponics are the future for space. जब आप मार्स के ऊपर या दूसरी प्लैनेट पे जाकर के बसने लगेंगे, वहां सॉइल नहीं होगा, हो सकता है पानी थोड़ा बहुत मिल जाए, तो उस पानी में कैसे प्लांट को ग्रो करना है? दिस इज a plant science. Friends, see, these are called vertical gardens. अब आपके पास जमीन कम होता जा रहा है, जन आबादी बढ़ती जा रही है, जमीन नहीं है, तो क्या करोगे? गार्डन को वर्टिकली डेवलप करना है. ये ऐसा आसान नहीं है जैसे मैं आपको फोटो में दिखा दिया, आपने हाँ कर दिया. It is not like that. You have to use a lot of botany to it, how that plant will grow. My friends, हमने आपको अभी कहा, हाइड्रोपोनिक्स में प्लांट को केवल वाटर बेस्ड, लेकिन वाटर में कौन सा न्यूट्रिएंट कितना करना है, कितना पीएच रखना है, ये सब चीजें आपको दे. इसमें सॉइल की जरूरत नहीं है, बाकी चीज तो जरूरत पड़ेगी. उसका ज्ञान कौन देगा? उसका नॉलेज किसके पास होगा? क्या कंप्यूटर साइंटिस्ट करेगा ये काम? नहीं, ये आप करोगे. जो प्लांट का स्टडी कर रहे हो आप लोग बताओगे. और ये प्लांट्स वर्टिकली ग्रो करना है तो इसको कैसे करना है, मैं आपको लास्ट में कुछ दिखाऊंगा, एक एग्जांपल बताऊंगा कैसे हमारी फ्यूचर बदलने वाली है. लेकिन फ्यूचर बदलने का ये मतलब नहीं है ये बॉटनिस्ट स्टूडेंट अपने आप को समझे कि भाई मैं किसी काम कर, आप नहीं है. ये पृथ्वी पर मानव जाति सरवाइव नहीं कर पाएगी. आप मतलब आप लोग जो पौधों को समझते हैं, प्लांट साइंस को मानते हैं, प्लांट साइंस की समझ रखते हैं, आपके बगैर फ्यूचर जो है नहीं चल पाएगा. इसलिए कभी भी अपने आप को, आप प्लांट साइंस का स्टूडेंट होने का गर्व होने से कभी भी आप पीछे नहीं रहे. हमेशा गर्व से कहिए, यस वी आर द प्लांट साइंटिस्ट. मैं आपको कुछ एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूं. जैसे ये 4 एग्जाम्पल मैंने बताया, आप देखिए कितनी फ्यूचर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप लंदन जाएंगे, न्यूयॉर्क जाएंगे, वहां सैकड़ों बिल्डिंग्स है जहां पे ये सब होना है. तो कौन करेगा भाई? अगर प्लांट साइंटिस्ट नहीं होगा, ये सब कौन बताएगा? कौन सा पौधा लाना है, कैसे ग्रो करना है, ये सब कौन बताएगा? दैट इज द रीजन. मैं ज्यादा समय ना लेते हुए आपको बता दूं, जो सिर्फ 51 बिलियन हमारी बिजनेस चल रही थी, जो बायो बेस्ड इकोनॉमी. अच्छा, इसमें प्लांट और एनिमल को भी हमने जोड़ा हुआ है, लेकिन इसमें प्लांट का सबसे ज्यादा योगदान है. जो 2025 तक $102 बिलियन का इकोनॉमी बन जाएगी, जिसमें प्लांट का जो है करीब $80 बिलियन का इकोनॉमी चलेगा. इसलिए फ्यूचर जो आपका बन रहा है वो इसी क्षेत्र में बन रहा है, तो इसलिए हम लोग उसके लिए तैयारी करें. और केवल अगर 2019 का भी बात करें, इंडिया का भी बात करें, आप देखिए रेवेन्यू जो है बढ़ता जा रहा है, 1 मिलियन से लेकर के 2500 मिलियन से लेकर के 15,500 मिलियन तक। आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग बिलियन, इतने मिलियंस की कारोबार जो है प्लांट बेस्ड और बायो बेस्ड रिसोर्सेस के आधारित डेवलप हो रही है। तो भैया कौन चलाएगा ये बिजनेस को, कौन आगे ले जाएगा? वही कर पाएगा जिसको पेड़ और पौधों से प्यार हो, उसका ज्ञान हो, नॉलेज हो। इसलिए जब आप क्लास में जाते हैं, बॉटनी मैम आपको टैक्सॉनमी पढ़ा रही होंगी या सर जो है फिजियोलॉजी समझा रहे होंगे, आप मान के चलिए वे आपकी भविष्य की फाउंडेशन स्टोन को मजबूत कर रहे हैं। क्योंकि उस समय आपको कंप्यूटर में नौकरियां नहीं मिलेंगी, एविएशन बंद रहा होगा, क्योंकि तब तक कुछ दूसरे प्रकार की परिवहन डेवलप हो जाएगी। और लोग कहते हैं कि हाइपरलूप आने वाला है। हाइपरलूप में कोई एविएशन इंडस्ट्री का, टेक्नोलॉजी का कोई मतलब नहीं है, लेकिन जो एविएशन हाइपरलूप चलाएगा उसको भी खाना आपको देना होगा, और वो खाना आप दे पाएंगे क्योंकि आपके पास प्लांट का नॉलेज है। मैंने इतनी चीजें आपको इसलिए बताई है, इतनी सारी आपके सामने अवकाश है, सॉरी, इतनी सारी आपके सामने मौके हैं, अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, इतनी सारी एवेन्यूज है। तो आप इन सब चीज के लिए प्लांट को समझना, प्लांट के लिए पढ़ना जरूरी है। मैं यहाँ अपने लेक्चर को मैं बंद कर सकता था, लेकिन अगला सवाल आता है, भाई ये बताइए, आप कह सकते हैं सर आपने इतनी बात तो कह दी, लेकिन आप कहाँ जाए, क्या पढ़े, कौन सी सब्जेक्ट पढ़े, कैसे पढ़े? मैं थोड़ी सी इंफॉर्मेशन ये भी आपको देना चाहता हूं। अगर यदि आपने मन में मानस अगर आपने बना लिया कि भाई हम प्लांट साइंसेस को हम अपनी फ्यूचर के लिए पढ़ेंगे, तो हिंदुस्तान में, इंडिया में आपको अवसरों का कोई कमी नहीं है। टोटल 935 विश्वविद्यालय है, जिसमें से 50 से भी ऊपर केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालय है। मैं जहां बैठ के बात कर रहा हूं, आप जहां बैठ के सुन रहे हो, हम सब सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली, नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न हिल यूनिवर्सिटी शिलोंग, जहां से मैं बोल रहा हूँ, हम सब इस सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी की व्यवस्था के अंदर आते हैं। लेकिन इसके अलावा देश में करीब करीब 400 ऐसे विश्वविद्यालय जो राज्य सरकारें चलाती है, और 127 ऐसे हैं जो, जैसे वेंकटेश्वरा कॉलेज जैसे बढ़िया कॉलेजेस है, जो डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज बन चुकी है, वो डिग्री तक प्रदान कर सकते हैं आपको। और अब आपको मुझे कहने की शायद आवश्यकता ना हो, आपको भी पता हो, आज के तारीख में बहुत तेजी गति से प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज का भारत में काफी जो है प्रचलन हो रहा है। इतनी सारी संस्थाएं आगे आ रही है आपको प्लांट्स के बारे में बताने की, और प्लांट्स के बारे में जब बताना है तो हर यूनिवर्सिटी के पास एक बोटेनिकल गार्डन होना चाहिए, ताकि आपको ले जाके दिखाए भाई ये पौधा ये है, इससे ये फायदा है, और आपको आगे चल के ये बनना है। तो बोटेनिकल गार्डन बहुत जरूरी है। तो कई ऐसे यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, इनमें से बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, वो आपको केवल प्लांट साइंस पढ़ाते नहीं है, आपको प्रैक्टिकली वो सब चीजें दिखाती है, बताते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं आपके दिल्ली के पास में 2 यूनिवर्सिटीज है, मैं वो उनका नाम बताऊंगा, और एक दक्षिण भारत में है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी चंडीगढ़ हिंदुस्तान में सबसे एक बढ़िया बोटेनिकल गार्डन अगर है बॉटनी डिपार्टमेंट्स के साथ में, मैंने वो पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी में देखा है। और इसी तरह पंजाबी यूनिवर्सिटी पटियाला, उनका भी बहुत बढ़िया बोटेनिकल गार्डन है। आप जाएंगे वहां पे, जितने तरीके की मैंने प्लांट्स का बताया, हर तरह के पौधे वहां पाएंगे आप। उनको देख पाएंगे, उनको स्पर्श कर पाएंगे, उनको समझ पाएंगे, उनकी स्टडी करेंगे, और आपका ज्ञान वृद्धि होगा तो फ्यूचर भी आपका अच्छा रहेगा। और साउथ में एक यूनिवर्सिटी है, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कैलिकट, वहां पे भी बहुत बढ़िया डिपार्टमेंट और बोटेनिकल गार्डन। तो संक्षिप्त में बात यह है भैया, अगर आप नौकरी की बात करते हो, 935 यूनिवर्सिटीज है, वहां पे बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज में बहुत, तो ये सब आपकी रोजगार के अवसर नहीं है तो क्या है। अगर मान लीजिए हर यूनिवर्सिटी में एक बोटेनिकल गार्डन होता है, वहां 4-5 बॉटनिस्ट की जरूरत पड़ती है। ये भी एक आपका नौकरी का एक आगे फ्यूचर बन सकता है। और फॉर एग्जाम्पल, भारत सरकार ने कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज को इस काम के लिए विशेष प्रोत्साहन देती है, जिसमें हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी भी एक है, नेहरू शिलोंग। और हमको कहा है वी आर यूनिवर्सिटी विथ पोटेंशियल फॉर एक्सलेंस इन बायोसाइंसेस। अब बायोसाइंसेस में प्लांट्स तो आते ही, तो हमारे यहाँ प्लांट्स पर विशेष ध्यान देकर के विशेष रूप से स्टूडेंट्स को फ्यूचर के लिए हम लोग तैयार करने के प्रयास करते हैं। हमारे यहाँ जो बच्चे आते हैं उनको हम ऐसा ज्ञान देना चाहते हैं जिसकी बदौलत, प्लांट्स की बदौलत, वो अपना करियर में आगे या तो रिसर्चर बनेगा, प्रोफेसर बनेगा, गार्डन इंचार्ज बनेगा, लैंडस्केप व्हाट यू कॉल लैंडस्केप एक्सपर्ट बनेगा। मैं 2-3 स्लाइड और है, मैं बता देता हूँ। अभिषेक जी, अभी टाइम तो है ना?
Yes, sir. 15
Right.
minutes. Yeah,
ठीक
time
है।
is
मेरा 5-6 स्लाइड और है, मैं करके
Okay.
समाप्त करता हूँ समय से पहले। ठीक। अच्छा, अब मैं आपके सामने हूँ। पहले मैंने बताया आपको प्लांट साइंस क्यों पढ़ना है, उसको मैंने जस्टिफाई किया। फिर मैंने बताया उसके लिए आपको क्या पढ़ना है, वो बताया। और अब मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कहाँ कहाँ पढ़ सकते हैं, किस तरह के पढ़ सकते हैं। जैसे ये एक लिस्ट मैं दे रहा हूँ आपको। बनारस हिंदू यूनिवर्सिटी और मदुरई कामराज यूनिवर्सिटी, सॉरी, और नॉर्थ ईस्ट हमारे शिलोंग जो है इसमें भी है, और कलकत्ता। सो ये कुछ मैंने सूची आपको इसलिए दिखा रहा हूं, आपकी मन में एक चीज हो, अगर आप प्लांट्स के बारे में पढ़ना चाहते हैं, ऑल ओवर इंडिया में हर जगह जगह पे अच्छी अच्छी इंस्टीट्यूशंस है। हम लोग आजादी के बाद इतने साल में हमने हमारे ढांचा इतना मजबूत किया है कि दुनिया में हम प्लांट के बारे में समझने वाले देशों में हम लोग सबसे अग्रसर है। सबसे पहले हमारा आता है। अपने यहाँ का बॉटनिस्ट पूरी दुनिया में जाने माने जाते हैं, इसलिए आप भी उनके रास्ते में चल सकते हैं। अब आप पूछोगे सर हम क्या पढ़े? अच्छा, पढ़ने के लिए तो देखिए है, हमारे यहाँ एक व्यवस्था है, वही चलती है, लेकिन उसमें आप जगह जगह पे प्लांट को चॉइस लेना है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बीएससी करना है तो बॉटनी, और उसमें हॉनर्स लेने से बहुत फायदे रहते हैं। एमएससी बॉटनी कर सकते हैं, एमफिल बॉटनी कर सकते हैं, पीएचडी इन बॉटनी कर सकते हैं। अब कुछ हमारे जो मित्र हैं वो कह सकते हैं सर आप तो वही बात बता रहे हो, हमें मालूम है, लेकिन जो लास्ट में जो मैंने पॉइंट दिया ये आपको जानकारी के लिए। अब तो साहब ये हमारी पारंपरिक तरीके से ही पढ़ो ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है। अब तो छोटी छोटी डिप्लोमा कोर्सेज बहुत सारी इंस्टीट्यूशंस में मिलती है, खास करके जो प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज आ रही है, चाहे वो एलपीयू या लवली प्रोफेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी हो, एमटी यूनिवर्सिटी हो, और अगर साउथ में जाओगे एसआरएम यूनिवर्सिटी हो, वहां पे आप वेबसाइट पे देखेंगे डिप्लोमा इन गार्डनिंग, डिप्लोमा इन हॉर्टिकल्चर, डिप्लोमा इन लैंडस्केप डिजाइन। आपको पता है आजकल कोई भी कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी मकान कोई भी बनाती हो, वो एक लैंडस्केप साइंटिस्ट को साथ में रखते हैं। ओ सॉरी, तो लैंडस्केप डिजाइन करना। अच्छा, लैंडस्केप डिजाइन कैसे, कौन से पौधे ग्रो करना है, कैसे करना है। अच्छा, मान लो आपको मेडिसिनल प्लांट पे बिजनेस करना है, आप डिप्लोमा कर सकते हो, छोटे साल भर का या 1.5 साल का। तो इस तरह के बहुत सारे अवसर आजकल हम लोगों को मिलने लगे हैं। और अब मान लो किसी ने मानस बनाया कि साहब हम कैसे एमएससी में ज्वाइन करें, कैसे उस पे जाए। तो देखिए, अब न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी आ रही है अगले साल से, तो आपको एक कॉमन यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जामिनेशन पास करनी होती है, और ऐसे यूजी के लिए है, वैसे पीजी के लिए आप पास करेंगे तो आप अच्छे से अच्छे कॉलेज में अच्छे नंबर से मिलेंगे, तो आपको एडमिशन मिल सकता है। अगर आप रिसर्च में जाना चाहते हैं, इनमें से कोई भी एक टेस्ट आपको पास करना पड़ता है। ये प्रोसीजर है, मैं आपको अवगत करवा रहा हूँ। दैट इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू। और प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज कुछ ऐसे हैं जो सरकारी टेस्ट को मानती है और कुछ अपना टेस्ट अलग से कराती है। लेकिन आप जो भी करेंगे, साथ में आपको कुछ फेलोशिप और कुछ स्टूडेंटशिप्स के साथ माध्यम से आपको सपोर्ट करती है यूनिवर्सिटीज। इट कम्स आउट विथ फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट। It is just like a job for you, while earning, while learning. You are earning while you are learning. अच्छा, अब मैं आपको लास्ट ऑलमोस्ट मैं एंड पे आया हूँ, 5-7 मिनट और है। आजकल प्लांट साइंस की जगह नहीं रह गई है। वो हर एक प्रकार की विषय के साथ, सब्जेक्ट के साथ इंटरेक्शन होता है। It's an interaction. For example, plant science student can go in the field of agriculture. In the agriculture field also, you can study crop biotechnology, plant biotechnology, agriculture botany, like that. Or he may choose to go in the field of horticulture, horticulture biotechnology, floriculture. My friends, one of the most demanding area of subject is floriculture. Fruit science and technology. क्या आप मान सकते, can you believe me? Fruit science and technology is one of the latest and most sought after field of horticulture, which is dependent on plant science. अगर पौधों के बारे में ज्ञान नहीं है तो आप ये सब नहीं पढ़ सकते। Similarly, you can go for forest related areas, forest biotechnology, forest science, and then forest genetic resources, plant genetic resources. Now, genetic resources area has become very important. So, you can choose any of these specializations. And there are n number of institutions. I will show you the list. Similarly, if you are an ecology interested person, you can study environmental management, plants and environment. My friends, my own niece, my sister's daughter, she became a landscape expert after doing architecture. Are you understanding? After doing bachelor in architecture, she has done diploma course in landscaping, because architecture engineer is not at all is not sufficient unless he knows about the plants. आजकल बुलाते हैं आर्किटेक्ट को, बोलते हैं भैया प्लान बनाओ, लेकिन ग्रीन एरिया कितना होगा बताओ। पहला सवाल ये होता है। और गवर्नमेंट रूल सेज दैट certain area should be green area. Now tell me, who will decide all these things? Who will be doing this type of jobs? You people, you the students of plant science, right? And not that, sir, only we grow plant and we, no, it is not like that. You can go for genomics, plant genomics. You can control the virus, COVID virus like that. There may be plant viruses, they can be controlled. You can develop manipulation, you can genome manipulation you can do if you are interested in advanced research. There are ample number of chances. For example, in my laboratory, what I do is the first one, genetic resource characterization. I use all modern biotechnological tools to characterize the plants. What is, where it grows, how much content is there, whether it can withstand a disease or not, how I will make it disease resistant through transgenics. Like that, we are doing all advanced type of efforts, again using the plant system. So you can find a career in research of the plant sciences, transcriptomics, metabolomics. Now these are the areas which are most sought after in advanced countries like Germany, France. I know that to one of my students, now she is in Germany, she is working on transcriptomics. That is one of the advanced areas, although you can do it in India also. Delhi University is also doing research in the area of transcriptomics. These are all some of the advanced areas where you will find a career. So friends, plants are innumerable. Millions and billions of plants are there, and hundreds of chances are there for your jobs with the plants, if you know the plants. I'm just giving you some universities, some research institutes. NIPGR is in Delhi, very close to your college. IRI is there in the what you call Patel Nagar. GB Pant University, very close to Delhi. Pant Nagar is one of the leading agriculture university. Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, where they are just waiting for you to join them. You may become a professor, you may become an assistant professor, you may become a research scientist. There are n number of them. I did not mention even 1/4. If you want long list, I can show it to you. Friends, you will be surprised. Even medical institutes require plant scientists. Your AIMS requires basic science departments, require a lot of people to help them. Similarly, Bose Institute in Calcutta. Then chemical biology, genomics and integrative biology, ICIB. All these are places where you will find excellent job opportunities if you are interested in research. Friends, my last point is, even today, I will just show one picture, last picture, because time is not there. How to grow plants in the space, how to grow plants in the planet Mars, how you will grow plants in planet Moon. Friends, yes, separate. I can show you. There are so many important points are there, but the time is the problem. What is the interest is how you will overcome the challenges of growing in plant in alien environment. If you are growing a plant on the earth, there is what is called gravity. Positively geotrophic, your root system, and negatively geotrophic, your shoot system. Stem grows into the air, root grows into the soil. In space where there is no gravity, how you will grow them? Here, I ask space plants how they respond to stress, right? Although some people try to grow corn and soybean in Germany, they have tried to germinate in space, but question is whether they can happily grow there. Suppose tomorrow you will build up a township on planet Moon. आपका खाना कहाँ से आएगा? वही plant से आना है. So how plants will grow? This is a area, Canadian Space Center in USA. KSC's Canadian Space Center has a big program, Grow Beyond the Earth program. And they are asking hundreds of students to join them who have plant science as their subject. Friends, like this, I can go 1 more hour and I can tell you more and more about it. But I will conclude my lecture by saying 3 concluding points. Number 1, plants are indispensable. Without plant, human cannot survive. So be proud to be a plant scientist. Number 2, there are n number of areas where you will get yourself trained. You can become a paleobotanist. You can become an algalogist. You can become a molecular cytogeneticist. There are hundreds of areas where you will get training. Last point, you will not be disappointed, my friends. You will find jobs not only on Earth, in coming years, even in space also, your jobs are guaranteed. On the planet Moon, your jobs are guaranteed. Come on, what is stopping you now? Read, get yourself attached with the plants, study them, various aspects. I have shown you so many different things. You may choose and be a proud scientist. That's all from my side. I think Dr. Abhishek is there, or Kalyani madam is there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Both of us.
This is my humble submission to my young friends. I hope some of them will oblige. Thank you. And over to you, organizers. Namaste.
Yeah. Now it is the
Yeah.
open for the question and answer. If any questions and the query from the participants, they can raise their hand
Yes, please.
and ask.
Can I stop sharing? Can I stop sharing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please stop sharing.
Yes, I am available for any type of queries.
Yes.
Sir, it's really a wonderful lecture and brainstorming session. Being a botanist, when I studied BSc botany, people used to tamper me and the joke also. What Telugu song was there, botany part of the matinee show. Likewise, they used to tease me and my class fellows. But this much of potentials are there. Our people are not realized. Those days are till date. That's a very unfortunate thing, and our Indian subcontinent is having or otherwise we are blessed with a huge bioresources. That's plants.
That's our state.
Yeah, great.
But sir, I just interrupted to add only one thing. You know what was worse is earlier people used to come when I joined MSc. 1 or 2 of my seniors come to me and they took me, of course, that so-called ragging and other thing, and says, "Arey, ये लड़कियों का subject क्यों ले रहा है?" They used to say लड़की का subject. अरे भाई, मैं घर जाता हूँ तो मैं भी खाना खाता हूँ. ऐसा नहीं कि मेरी छोटी बहन खाना खाती है, मैं नहीं खाता. ऐसा नहीं है ना. So, lady subject, botany, अरे ये तो lady subject. अरे भाई, lady subject है तो क्या? मेरा पेट भरता है तो मैं इसका study. I gave this reply. So
and
sir, that
one
is
more thing also, observed, sir, last 20-25 years, whatever the leading biotechnology institutions in India is basically elevated from botany department only. That's
Definitely.
That's what we have to convey the message to our youngsters. Although, sir, my job is to play with the chromosomes. Cellular and molecular cytogenetics is my subject. I would have given a long lecture about that. Wonderful pictures and this and that. But I prefer this because I want to humbly request my youngsters, don't feel less of being a botanist. You are the future. That's what I want.
Sir, I have one small request.
Please, ma'am, please.
Like you being an expert in biotechnology and bioinformatics, students are these days, these two subjects have been introduced in a big way.
Yeah.
So if you can say just a couple of lines specifically about biotech, because biotechnology, in my opinion, it
Yeah.
hasn't reached its potential in India because, this thing, what do you call,
Yes.
plant
I know.
biotechnology is not really preferred in India. We don't like GMOs,
They are
stuff
not
like that.
reaching it where it should have.
Yes, we haven't, because the society and even generally also GMOs are looked down upon or looked at with suspicion, quite unlike in the other countries. That is one. And also bioinformatics. So if you can just say a couple of lines, because our third year honors students pursue these subjects.
Right, ma'am. First of all, you see, I in my lecture, I talked about plant biotechnology as one of the promising areas. Now, what they want to, I mean, suppose in plant biotechnology, I would like to submit to you, ma'am, as a traditional botanist, I know that there are roughly 18,000 species, plant species are known in India. Okay. I'm talking of only angiosperm plants, higher plants. You will be surprised, we are totally dependent on only 200 species for our 200 to 300 species only per hour, because we do not know anything about the other plants. So, but now with the advent of PCR machine, today you can understand plant genomes in a very fast manner. So this 300, we should increase to 3,000 species, because otherwise what will happen? Everybody wants Oryza sativa, Oryza sativa. They do not know what is its genetically affiliated and alienated species. Maybe there is a species which is growing wild and we are not taking, only we are talking of Oryza sativa. So we should use biotechnological tools, and frankly speaking, I have tried to do the same effort in horticultural plants mostly. Crop plants I did not do. Banana, citrus, vignas, abelmoscus, vegetables. We have identified several new potential species. And in case of curcuma, I do not know, Meghalaya turmeric is one of the most promising turmeric in India and in the world. Lacadong. And my lab could able to isolate one genotype with almost double the curcumin content. Almost 14%. And we are having a understanding with the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Guwahati, Naipur, not Chandigarh, Guwahati. We are trying to bring it into formulations that high curcumin content. Okay. Now, how we could get it? Because of biotechnological interventions, right? And in this, bioinformatics plays a very important role, because when we try to look into the genetic gene pool into this thing, we also came to know that there are certain similar genotypes whose sequences are available. We could able to study in the ginger also. There are some which have the high content of gingeric acid. So with knowledge of curcuma, we could able to identify some in ginger also, because they fall under the same type of this thing. So biotechnology and bioinformatics can help a lot in making plants more useful than what they are today. So I welcome all these my young friends to come and pursue this type of approach. Over to you, ma'am.
Abhishek, if you don't mind,
Yes.
can I ask one more? Can I say something more?
Yes.
Yeah. Sir, it is
Yeah.
to Professor Rao.
Please.
Professor Rao, I think you had told about the students should not feel unhappy or miserable about taking botany. I thought it was only a problem with us, with our university. I'm happy that it's all over, that people do feel unhappy about pursuing plant sciences, and I'm very apologetic about it. And what we have to do in first year is primarily they are apologetic and unhappy because they wouldn't have qualified for medical. And only such people come to do botany as a last option, and they're not happy about it. So the counseling we do, I have tried this and it works sometimes, is that you tell them you do a PhD, you are a doctor. It doesn't matter whether you are a medical doctor or whether you are a PhD doctor. And if you select a subject like microbiology or anything that relates to medicine, then it is better. So this is how, and it's very
Yes,
unfortunate that we have to counsel them for this.
We have to.
Secondly,
yes.
no, sir, please go on. Yeah.
No. I was just adding that they feel low because not because of the subject, but because of the misconceptions of the subject.
Exactly.
You just ask that student who did not qualify to be a doctor, tell him, भैया तेरे क्लास फेलो तो डॉक्टर बना हुआ ना, उससे जाके पूछ लो वो क्या हाथ से बीमारी ठीक कर देगा? उसको भी दवाई देनी पड़ेगी। वो दवाई कहाँ से आ रही है? प्लांट से आ रही है। वो प्लांट कौन देगा? तुम दोगे। और वो डॉक्टर रात को जाके क्या 2-4 सीजर्स और 2-4 फोर्सेप्स खाता है? नहीं है, वो तेरे पास ही आएगा रोटी मांगने।
खाना खाने।
So tell them that you are not dependent on them. ये हम बता नहीं पाते हैं, इसलिए ये सब चीजें हो रही है। Otherwise,
there is less glamour.
Yes,
sir. Because we find it less glamorous, no?
Yes.
Glamour nahi hai with the subject. And sir, one more thing. And one more thing is probably because of this pressure, or I don't know what, the way the syllabi are being made, they are compromising on the core courses and going for more advanced courses, and students don't even learn core courses. It's a big problem. People like you should, put up, you should write to the universities, because you are a center for excellence in botany.
Right.
You should say that core courses have to still continue.
मैडम आजकल वाइवा एमएससी स्टूडेंट के वाइवा में जाकर के उनसे ये बोलते हैं, वाइवा में प्लांट का कुछ भी पूछो बताएंगे नहीं है। लास्ट में ये कह के संतुष्ट होना पड़ता है। भाई जैसे आप लोग मंदिर में जाते हैं ना, पंडित जी कुछ मंत्र बोलते हैं, भाई आप भी बोलो, है ना, मतलब रिपीट करवाते हैं। इसी तरह मैं कहता हूँ, भाई देख मैं 3 प्लांट का नाम बोलता हूँ, तू भी बोल, कम से कम मेरे हाथ से सुन तो लू। मेरे को तो 2 प्लांट का नाम वराइजा सेटेवा वराइजा बोलो क्योंकि अपना आप तो बोलेगा नहीं, बस डीएनए आरएनए और ये वो उसके अलावा तो कुछ है ही नहीं उसके पास।
Absolutely. Sir, बस लास्ट बात ये you must be complimented on your Hindi. It is definitely, textbook kind of Hindi. You should give more talks in Hindi.
ये मैं आप सब दिल्ली वालों की आभारी हूँ। मैं जब पीएचडी कर रहा था रैना सर की लैब में, तो हमको हिंदी सीखने का अच्छे मौका मिले, और मेरे अच्छे दोस्त हैं, शायद आप भी जान, सुमन लखनपाल
she's a great friend of mine also.
वो लोग ये कहते थे कि तेरे को जो पूछना है हिंदी में पूछोगे जवाब मिलेगा, नहीं तो जाकर के सांभर खा लो।
I must tell this to Suman. I must say this to Suman. How could she blackmail you like that?
No. They used to encourage me to learn my.
Right. Sir, it was so good. It was so good. We'd like to invite you. We would like to invite you again and again, over and over again.
But I have one desire. If faculty of Practitioner College, I just want. I never entered into your campus. The reason was there are some other, but definitely if there is any symposium or anything, just I would like to visit that.
Definitely. Our pleasure, our honor and our pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ma'am. And thanks for the opportunity, Abhishek ji, Kalyani ji, और आप सब लोगों को.
Abhishek, you have to thank him.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. And now I invite to the Dr. Robin Suez, the one of the organizing secretary, to the formal vote of the thanks to the sir.
Let's take.
Over to you, Robin.
Thank you, Abhishek sir, for giving me this opportunity. Indeed, I really enjoyed this particular talk, and I still remember while doing my graduation, though I am not a botany honors, but botany was one of my core papers while I was doing my graduation, and I used to love classical botany more than any other paper that I was studying. Though I shifted to zoology, but I still remember how much I liked classical botany. And thank you so much for highlighting the importance of the subject in a very detailed way. I believe that students who are listening would have learned a lot from your insightful talk, and in the way by which you explained why this particular subject is indispensable, and how you can have various fields that you can go from this particular subject, and how it can give you good employment opportunities in future as well, was would be really helpful for the students who was listening to you. And I think they would, pick up a lot of things from the talk and would try to streamline their career options after listening to what you have just said. And and you also gave a detailed examples of universities and how much opportunities there are. More than 900 institutions in our country itself, where students can go and get study and even join those institutions later in their career. So all of those things, I think, would have been very, very helpful for the students. And I'm really thankful to you for giving such detailed explanation for everything and what we can what this subject can do for a particular student who is studying this particular subject as of now. And I think I mean, I cannot thank you enough for for this all this information. Thank you so much.
Namaskar, sir.
Yeah, namaskar, sir. Thank
With
you
your
so much, sir.
permission, I take leave of this thing. I have to go for some other meeting in HRDC. So
Okay.
thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So our next speaker is the already joined Professor Dr. S.S. Samant, Director, Himalayan Forest Research Institute. So I introduce and ask to the Dr. Sunita Yadav to introduce to the our next speaker.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Abhishek,
namaskar,
sir.
sir.
Good afternoon, Samant sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon.
So it is my pleasure and honor to introduce the speaker for this session, Dr. S.S. Samant. He is currently the director of Himalayan Forest Research Institute, Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. And he was previously associated with GB Pant Institute of Himalayan Environment and Development, Himachal Unit, Kullu, Himachal Pradesh. Sir has done his MSc and PhD in botany. He has around more than 160 publications in journals of national and international repute. He has worked with and successfully completed around 6 research projects. His main expertise include the conservation of medicinal plants, plant ecology, and biodiversity and conservation. Sir, we welcome you to Venkateshwara College and thank you for accepting our invitation to be a part of this online capacity building program. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for my introduction. Good afternoon to you all. इसको share.
Yes, sir.
The PPT is visible to you all.
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
am I audible to you all?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Quite clear.
Okay, thank you very much, madam, for my introduction. At the outset, I would like to thank
Thank you,
Dr. Abhishek Chandra, coordinator of the program, and all the distinguished professors, and Dr. Raj Sekran for giving me this opportunity. In fact, Dr. Raj Sekran talked to me about this, and then Dr. Abhishek Chandra, he talked to me about this program, and then finally you gave me this opportunity. I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity. And today the program on which you have invited me is on a capacity building program for students on environmental degradation and ecosystem restoration. And for this, I have chosen this environmental degradation and ecosystem restoration in the Indian Himalayan region. Then I will speak on this particular topic as far as the previous lecture is concerned. So last end part of Professor S.R. Rao, the lecture, the conclusion I was there that time. Then after having say outstanding lecture by Professor S.R. Rao, I think it will be very difficult to convince all the professors and the students of Sri Venkateshwara College, University of Delhi. But I will try my level best to give you some insights about the Indian Himalayan region and the way the environmental degradation and ecosystem restoration the activities are going on in the region. So before I start my presentation, I would like to introduce our institute, the Indian Council of Forestry Research and Education. The council was established in way back in 1986 under Ministry of Environment and Forest. Then in 1991, May 1991, it was established as an autonomous council, which is the apex body in the forestry sector, and it works through it's 9 institutes and 5 advanced research centers all across the country. It has a pan-India presence. And then you can see here, then a Forest Research Institute, the oldest institute, one of the topmost R&D institution in the country. Then we have Himalayan Forest Research Institute, which is located at Shimla. Then Arid Forest Research Institute, that is located at Jodhpur. You can see the their jurisdiction, Rajasthan and Gujarat states are there. Then we have say Tropical Forest Research Institute at located at Jabalpur, and then there is a advanced research center at Chindwala, and here also in Prayagraj we have advanced research center. Then Institute of Wood Science and Technology, that is located at Bangalore. Then Institute of Forest Genetics and Tree Breeding, that is located at Coimbatore. You can see these 2 states there. These are covered by this institute. And then Institute of Forest Biodiversity, that is located at Hyderabad. Then you can see the jurisdiction states, Odisha and Telangana and some parts of Hyderabad. Then in Institute of Forest Productivity, Ranchi, that is located in Jharkhand. Then it has say jurisdiction of Bihar and then West Bengal, these states. And then we have a Rainforest Research Institute that is located at Jorhat. It covers the 7 sister states, starting from Arunachal Pradesh, then Assam, then Nagaland, then Meghalaya, then Manipur, then Tripura and Mizoram. And then we have one advanced research center at Aizawl. So the council has a broad mandate that the broad thrust areas that includes research, then forestry education and extension. The research includes the managing forests and forest products for livelihood support and economic growth, then biodiversity conservation and ecological security, then forest and climate change, then forest genetic resources management and tree improvement, then forestry education, that includes the forestry education and policy research to meet emerging challenges. Then extension, that what we always talk about this, we have to take the R&D activities from lab to land, that is done through extension division. We have different field research stations. Then to achieve above objectives, we have different research divisions. One is forest ecology and climate change, as the name indicates. The division works on the forest ecology and the climate change, and then forest protection, then genetics and tree improvement, and silviculture and forest management and extension. Then here I would also like to say, as Professor S.R. Rao told to the students, there are a lot of opportunities. ICFRE is a very big institute council, and there is a opportunity time to time. In case any student who is interested on these areas, then they can apply. There is a open say recruitment through say entrance examination. Then they can try for that. This Himalayan Forest Research Institute, in fact, the genesis of this institute is say it was initially started in way back in May 1977 as a altitude conifer research center at US Club near Shimla Ridge. And after doing a good piece of work on Himalayan conifers and broad-leaved species, then in 1998, this institute was upgraded. Then it was given the name Himalayan Forest Research Institute. The institute has the same mandate, and it has jurisdiction of this Himachal Pradesh and JNK and Ladakh Union Territories. And it has say 4 Van Vigyan Kendras, one at Leh, Ladakh, Then one at Jammu, Janipur, Jammu, then one at Dharampur that is newly being established. And one at Brundar in Jagatsuk in Kulu Valley. And then we have different field research stations at Nalagarh, at Paonta Sahib, then at Sili, then Silaru, and then at Jammu, as well as at Tabu in Himachal Pradesh and J&K. Then through these field research stations, we do different, say, field related, say, research trials, and also we do the extension activities, education and awareness programs. We say organize through these field research sessions and do the extension activities. With this brief background, when we talk about the biodiversity, then we need to understand the type of vegetation and the type of habitats they support there, and the type of the altitudinal gradient of the area to the geographical area. Then when we talk about the Indian Himalayan region, then we see there are tropical forests. Then these are dominated by the sal forest, then teak forest, and many other miscellaneous forests, khair forests, and others. And similarly, these are broad-leaved deciduous as well as broad-leaved evergreen species. When we move along an altitudinal gradient, then you can see there the khair forest is there. Then you can see here also, then there is a chid pine forest. Then when we move again towards temperate, subtropical temperate region, then you will see these are the khair forests, then these are miscellaneous forests of subtropical or tropical subtropical region. These are the broad-leaved, say, evergreen forests of oak. This is Quercus leucotrache oblongata, and then somewhere here Quercus floribunda. And in between in the valleys, we have Quercus glauca. These are the forests which regulate the environment of these particular, say, zones. Then we have chid pine forest here, rhododendron arboreum, then brass. You can see the lush green, the red flowers there. Then we have oak forest there, deodar forest there, then similarly the broad-leaved deciduous forest. And then again, you can see the supple pine forest. These are silver fir forest, silver birch, and say many other Quercus semicarpifolia, floribunda, and so on. Then when we see again, you can see the coniferous forest like the deodar and this blue pine mixed forest, and here you can see and pure deodar forest also. And you can see the density of these trees. Very high density is there, then the degradation is also there. At the same time, the people, they are dependent on these forests. These are the populous forests. You can see the broad-leaved deciduous forest. Then here, this is Quercus semicarpifolia, brown oak forest. Then again, Betula alnotis forest here, somewhere here, juglans and other species, deciduous forest. Then again, when you move along an altitudinal gradient, then you will see here, blue pine forest. You can see the regeneration is there, then somewhere here. Then again, broad-leaved deciduous forest, and here you can see the abies pinro, and then these maples and other species, they are there along these. You can see the Betula utilis and other species, they are there. Then again, you can see here coniferous forest. This is the Potasar in Kayas Wildlife Sanctuary in Kulu Valley, where you can see the beautiful place, which is a very good tourist place. Then we have Quercus semicarpifolia dominant forest here, brown oak. Then again here, you can you won't see because this side. Then this Betula utilis and this abies pinro and other forests are there. Then you can see alpine scrub vegetation is there. Then you can see the juniferous and other, say, rhododendron and topogon species are there. Then here you altitude the maple. This is as accommodatum. The community is there. Then here you can see this is the tree line somewhere here. Then Betula utilis forest is there. Abies pinro is there. Abies spectabilis is also there. Then somewhere there, these are the broad-leaved deciduous forests. Here there is clear-cut distinction of, say, tree line and this timber line, what you call here. Yeah. In the ridges, then you can see it goes up to the 4,000 meter. Now it is shifting upwards. Then you will see there. Then in the valleys, due to, say, heavy snowfall and avalanches, it goes down to 3,300 meter. So actually the heavy snowfall that does allow the seedlings to grow in the form of trees. Therefore, the trees, they could not survive in the valleys. Then these are the slopes which are very popular for the altitude medicinal plants like Degradation, Hatmaja, then Kutki and Atis and this Archa, Hume and many other species, Podophyllum. Then Nardos Stachys and many other species they are found there. Then again in Laol Valley, then you can see the dominance of coniferous forest in Patan Valley, in Laol Valley. Then you can see the Beach Pinto and some area the Betulis forests are there. This is this Juniperus polycarpus, which is also known in the past as Juniperus macropoda. Then this is the religious plant, and it is say found only Laol Valley, some part of a cold desert region of Kinnaur, say Puhu block, and say in say somewhere in Ladakh, UT. So, but the population is very poor there. Then you can see the cold desert region where the sparse vegetation is there. The species, they are very hardy and they grow there, and they are very, their distribution is very sparse. This is the Surastal, from where the Baga river originates. The Baga river is the tributary of Chandra river, and at Tandi they meet together, then they finally make the Chenao river. Here some you can see the diversity of vegetation due to the say large altitudinal range and diverse habitats and say slopes aspect. Then you can see this is the Maladi Wildlife Sanctuary. These are the biodiversity rich areas, Skies Wildlife Sanctuary. And Kelong, say above Kelong, this is the Juniperus polycarpus forest. This is the Janskar range. These are the alpine areas of Uttarakhand, and these are the some of the alpine meadows there. These are different type of plant species. You can see in the higher elevations, then you can see the beautiful valleys. These are dominated by mostly the coniferous species, very rarely the broad-leaved species. And then these you can see the land use pattern in say Laol Valley, and you can see along these seabirds, the roots of seabirds. You can see the invasion by this Polygonum polystagum. Long back you might have heard about the invasion by this species in Valley of Flowers. It was in Lime at that time. Then this species covered the whole habitat of that particular area, and reduced the density of the useful species. Then these are beautiful landscapes and hill tops. You can see this is the Great Emerald National Park, which is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and a very popular for the Western Tragopan, which is the state bird of Himachal Pradesh, and brown bear, which is say very critically endangered animal, and also this snow leopard, which is a state animal, and Deodar, which is the state say tree, and Rhododendron Anthopogon, and that is sorry, Rhododendron Campanillatum, that is say state flower of Himachal Pradesh. So you can see here the camping sites of these Gaddis and Gujars. That is the part of Nargu Wildlife Sanctuary, where their rats are there. They go there for grazing. And also you can see here these say cold desert areas. These are mostly the landslide prone areas. These are being recovered through say regeneration of these important say cold desert species. Then this clearly indicates that there is the impact of climate change, where the less snowfall is there, then these habitats, they are becoming say favorable for the establishment of these different species. You can see in in slopes also. These have been stabilized in the cold desert region. Then you can see the greenery there. Also here the seabirds, during this after May 15, they will move to the cold desert region or alpine region. Then finally they will be there say up to September, last September, then first week of October they come back. Then you can see the agriculture pattern there. Only this barley, peas, and others, they are sown in the cold desert region. And some of the areas you can see the coniferous forest in the cold desert region, and how the land use is changing there. Then you can see how these slopes they are cut and converted into traceage for apple plantation. Then when we have healthy say forest, pristine say ecosystem, then we will have Himalaya. Then we will have alpine pastures. Then we will have say dense forests with rich biodiversity. Then we will have say perennial streams with clear water, neat and clean water. So this is this indicates the healthy ecosystem of the Himalayan region. When we talk about the Himalayan as I say ecosystem, then it includes forests, as I have already talked about that. Then flora, fauna, then soil. Flora is the systematic, say, study of the plants of a particular geographical region that we call flora. Then similarly, systematic study of this, say, animals of a particular geographical region that we call fauna. Then soil is one of the component of environment. Then water, then agriculture, horticulture. Then these are the mainstay of the rural communities, and then a human population, that is an important component. Then livestock. Livestock is an integral part of this, say, agriculture, and that is very, very important for the local people. Then you can see the agriculture, and then you can see the wild edibles, Prunus recifera. Then you can see this Boinia variegata, these petals, they are used, and the flower buds, they are cooked. And these different forests, you can see, this is the western Tragopan, which say Jujurana, locally it is known as, then it is the state bird of Himachal Pradesh. This is the snow leopard. You can see this is the state animal of Himachal Pradesh. These are very, say, critically endangered in the area. When we talk about the biodiversity, I would like to define it, say, biodiversity is comprised of two words, like bios means life, then diversity means types. When we define the biodiversity, then it speaks like this: the variety, variability, and the process in which they occur. But when we see the definition of the biodiversity, but the name does not fulfill, but there are different labels of biodiversity. One is genetic gene level, where we study the gene level diversity, then we call genetic diversity. Then species level diversity, then we have different type of species, then we call species diversity. And ecosystem diversity, when we study the interrelationship of plants, biotic as well as abiotic components in a particular system, then we call ecosystem. Then there is a flow of energy in this. Then when we have different type of ecosystem, say pond ecosystem, then agro ecosystem, then forest ecosystem, and so on. So then we call ecosystem diversity. Then based on these three labels, then we now the definition is justified. Then it is the variety, variability, and the process in which the process means the ecosystem. Then variety means the species diversity. Then variability means genetic diversity. So this is about this. But biodiversity is very valuable for us. It has direct values in terms of medicine, then in terms of food, fodder, then fuel, timber, and so on. When we see during the summer season, we have a kafal fruit is there, red fruit is there. That is, say, priceless commodity for the local people. We have one fern that is known as lingdi. Then that is pickled and also cooked as vegetable. Also this Phagoparum debotris. Then the aerial part, the leaves, they are cooked as vegetable. And the Chilgoja pine, then when you see, I will show you the photograph, then that is the commercial crop of the tribal communities of Kinnaur district. Then there are many other species, then medicinal plants also, I will show you some of them. Then fodder, fuel, and timber species are there. Then indirect values, then this time, then you may feel the experience that we intake oxygen, and we say release carbon dioxide. This is given by the green plants through photosynthesis. So this is very, very important. This is the indirect value. Then aesthetic values. These you can see, these are red big flowers of these rhododendrons, and these are Brahma Kamal, Sasaria opulata. Then they attract the tourist and say conservationist and say naturalist. So this is the aesthetic value. Then when you visit Manali, then you will see the lush green Deodar forest that increases the beauty of that particular area, also regulates the environment of that particular area. Then ethical values, the plants, they have religious values. And like people, you see the people is say puja jata hai usko, and then we have bel patri is there. Then there are many other species, paja and others. They are used as a religious, and doob gas, anodon, dactylon, that is also have a religious value. These different say ecosystems, they provide different type of services. Like provisioning services, these includes the medicinal plants, wild edibles, fodder, fuel, and timber. Then you can see here, these are the rhododendron. The petals are eaten by the local people. These are the petals of this rhododendron arboreum. They are extracted into juice, and then finally they use throughout the year. And they also sell in the market. And then you can see then regulating substances. This is the carbon say sequestration is there. The green plants, they utilize atmospheric CO2 and then reactive with water, and then finally they prepare their food and release oxygen. So they store this atmospheric CO2. Then recreational, this is tourism and cultural. You can see here how the timely snowfall, how the local people, they build these houses, and then finally they the tourists, they visit here, and they charge 100 rupees per photograph at this spot. And you can see the yak, then yak riding, they allow there, and then they generate income there. This is the new animal for the local, say people, say for the people coming from the outside of Himachal Pradesh. Then supporting subset, the biodiversity, which supports by many ways. And pollination. Pollination is very, very important. About 80% species of flowering plants, they are cross-pollinated. Therefore, pollinators, they form the important part of the system. And when they pollinate, then we get a good yield of these horticultural crops. And this is very, very important. And then we need to conserve the bee flora also, because this bee flora provides say feed to these say pollinators. There are about 33 species of bee pollinators. When we talk about the Indian Himalayan, then it is one of the mega biodiversity hotspots. Then it supports 3 biogeographic zones, which are Trans-Himalaya, then the Himalaya and Northeast India. And 8 biogeographic provinces, that is Ladakh Mountains, Tibetan Plateau, Northwest, West, Central, East Himalaya, and Brahmaputra Valley and Northeast Hills. And it has large altitude range, as I have already talked to you. They approximately 200 meters to goes above, say 8,000 meters. Then represents tropical, subtropical, temperate, subalpine, alpine, and tundra ecosystems and biomes. Then therefore the biodiversity is very rich, say more than 10,000 species they have been reported from the region. Then it represents 21 forest types reported by Champion and State in 1968. These are mostly the tropical, subtropical, temperate, subalpine, and alpine, and tundra type. But these are subtypes are there. They evergreen, deciduous, then say thorny species, shrubberry, and so on. So that type of classification is there. Then it represents over 10 cultural groups across the Indian Himalayan. Starting from in Uttarakhand, we have Banrajis, which were in the past totally dependent on these Dioscorea and other plant species. Then we have Bhotia tribes are there. Then we have Tharuj and Boksaj in the Tarai region. Then we have here in Himachal Pradesh, Gaddis and Gujars are there. Then in J&K also Gaddis and Gujars we have there. Then in Sikkim we have Lepchas and Bhutia. In North India we have major the Naga tribes with more than 80 sub-tribes they are there. And the Chakma tribes say near this Bangladesh border, they are also there. It supports say total 18,440 plant species, and then more than 30,000 species of fauna, and many medicinal plants and wild edibles and say sacred plants, and orchids and trees and say fodder species. And the Indian Himalayan represents 7 biosphere reserve. Among these, one cold desert biosphere reserve is here, and also the Nanda Devi biosphere reserve is there in Uttarakhand. And there are many others in Northeast India, Kanchenjunga biosphere reserve, then Manas, then these Deang Devang, then these are there. Then over 30 national parks are there. Then say more than say about 104 wildlife sanctuaries are there, and 202 species have been recorded in the data book of Indian plants. Then you can see the distribution of this angiosperms, the largest group of plants. Say endemism is very high. It means the Himalaya is very pristine and it supports most of the native and endemic species. Then gymnosperm is the largest, say smallest group of plants. Then you can see pteridophytes, then bryophytes, lichens, and some of the fishes, then amphibians, reptiles, and birds and animals. Then you can see here among among these animals, you can see birds that forms the largest group. Then you can see here. Then some of the say unique creatures, you can see these monals, these cockroach, and this thar, this western tigerborn, then snow leopard, then Himalayan blue sheep, and a musk deer, that is the state animal of Uttarakhand. Then when we talk about the trans northwest and western Himalaya, then you will see it say supports 6,745 species of plants. 604 species are trees and say followed by the shrubs, and the majority they belong to the herbs. And 4,035 species belong to say are economically important. They are say medicinal plants, wild edibles, fodder, fuel, and timber. Say in 1998 we published one book on medicinal plants. That time, based on our own say surveys as well as the available literature, then we recorded 1,748 species. But recently I compiled, say I did a detailed survey, and then from trans northwest Himalaya, then 3,174 species of medicinal plants they are recorded. So based on literature as well as based on my own surveys, then 925 species of these wild edibles they are recorded. Then you can see now the different type of ecosystem. This is the Myrica esculenta carpal. This is the priceless commodity for the local people. The local people during the season they collect and sell in the market, and income generate income for their livelihood. This is the amla, very rich in vitamin C, and it is pickled, and it is very important for many other diseases. This is the Bania borigata, about which I have already talked about as a vegetable as well as a medicinal plant for dysentery and others. This is the Sai Jira, you can see found in the cold desert region. Then it is very good for appetite, say for constipation and others. Then this is a Morcella esculenta, you can see here. Then this grows in mostly in the coniferous forests in the temperate region, and then you can see collection of fodder, then fuel, and the say development entrepreneurship from these hill bamboos. This is Arundinaria falcata. Now it is known as Dipenostegan falcatum. Then you can see the jamun fruits, how the local people they collect and trade, and then you can see chuli oil. This Prunus armenica, the Kumani also called. These are the rhubarb fruits. You can see different type of rhubarb fruits. They are eaten during the summer season. This is Sais Rabonium persicum. It grows naturally in the Laurel Valley. Then again, you can see then you can see this is the wild strawberry, that is there. This Fragaria vesca. Then this is Cornus Benthamidia capitata. These fruits they are edible. This is the best food for Himalayan black bear. And this is a sea buckthorn, charma. This is very useful. It contains omega acid, rich in many vitamins A, C, D, and E, and others. Then you can see then it is used in ulcer and many other purposes. This is the rhododendron arboreum. The petals they are extracted into juice, and this is useful for dama and asthma. Then you can see this is Bonia Belai. This malu or tor in Himachal Pradesh is known. Then local people how they collect and they make pattal, and during their auspicious occasion they serve food on these pattals. Then you can see how the oak trees they are lobed and they use for a fodder, and you can see the lower tropical tree say species they are lobed and they are used as say fodder. And then you can see the Nigal, the bamboo base, these kiltaj and others, they are prepared. Then you can see the fuel wood, the different species they are used. We have quantified species wise quantification of the species have been done, and to understand the pressure on a particular species. And then you can see this is allium humile. The foreign locally it is known as it is found in the altitude region, say around 3,500 meter in the alpine meadows. And this is the atis. This is Aconitum ectophyllum roots. They are collected by the local people and they are dried. Then finally they are traded. They are very costly. It is very costly. It is say sold in the tola and say 500 rupees and so. And then it is say it has say approximately dry weight basis, say 4,000 rupees per kg. That is the rates. Then you can see how the people they go in the natural say habitats and they collect and dry. This is Picroria curva. Then you can see. Then this is Thangi. This is Corallus jacquemonti. How people they collect and then finally they dry and trade in the market. Then in the cold gel region, in particularly in the say Leh Valley in the Ladakh UT, then see how they store the cultivated these fodder and how they store the other fodder species. You can see the traditional practices of storing this fodder. Then you can see these different items made from bamboo. Even tourists they also purchase and take to their native places. The local lady, you can see they are say preparing different say bamboo breaks and then pattals you can say from Boinia. Then again you can see how they prepare this say mattress for sitting. And then this is a banapsa. These flowers they are used for cup and cold. And then you can see from this this khajur say leaves how it is they prepare say many items. Say similarly, then you can see here. Then this is all they see how they collect and how they process. Then finally how they dry for the lean period for winter season. Then you can see the different other say practices. Then these Boinia flower buds they are say cooked as vegetable, and these petals they are used for making raita and other food items, and very useful for dysentery. And here you can see the diascorea roots. The people they use say from they collect from forests and they use the biodiversity based. You can see the different livelihoods here. The brooms are prepared. Then they collect these petals here. Then finally extract juice. Then you can see kafal. Then these say for saving ourselves from rain. Then you can see these type of items. Then they prepare say small huts from these biodiversity components. They use say some of the species say fruit part of this Punica gradatum and this balsam and others. They use for dyeing the clothes. Then you can see this Tragistis marigold, and that is also flowers. They are used for dyeing the this curcuma, this domestica haldi, that is used for dyeing say Janeu and many even clothes also. And this impatiens balsamina also. Then you can see they are used for dyeing purposes. These say components of biodiversity, they are used for making say agriculture tools. You can see the different say culms of these negrals. They are used for harvesting barley and wheat, and you can see different say items. They are used during plowing and preparing their fields. Then again, ecosystems of says these say species they provide say broom, then different then fibers, then these are threads. Then you can see mass. The when the in the villages we used to say use for the say auction this mass. Now you can see COVID has given us this mass. So not this, but the cloth mate and others. Then you can see these are the pulas. These are sleepers type, or these are made from the cannabis fibers. This is Slaginella. Then a dried part is like this. When you dip in the water, then it becomes the fresh. Then again, Chilgoja pine. This is one of the commercial crop of the tribal community Kinora tribes of Himachal Pradesh. Then you can see how they welcome their guests during their auspicious occasions, during say their marriages and they say their say puja and other things. Then you can see here how they welcome. And they use, this is the cone, and this is the litter used, this is the wood is used for fuel, and how they prepare different type of dishes from this particular species, and very costly in the market. And then you can see the preparation of local beverages. Then you can see then local people, they use Pagoparum, this buckwheat, and then this Prunas behemi, locally it is known as then angur and the say species. Then they prepare local drink. They also trade in the market, and it is a very, very famous drink of these tribal communities. Then you can see there the very costly in the local market. Then also during festival, many religious plant, as I talked to you about that. This is Bistoda, the altitude say plant, then Brahma Kamal, then many other species they are being say how people they collect and they use during their say occasions, these are auspicious occasions and puja of their goddess and their deities. Then in Nanda Devi also the Nanda Devi pujan is done with this Brahma Kamal, these flowers. Then you can see the different type of items they prepared from this hill bamboos. This is the Dasra, the photograph during Dasra in Kulu, and then you can see the different items. The people from outside of Himachal Pradesh also they buy these items and take to their places. Then this is sea buckthorn. Then you can see the fruits. They are used for making say juice. Then layberry juice is very famous. Then it is used for making sauce, and it is used for making wine. Then you can see that it is used for poultry feed. Then making biscuits and tea leaves. Then you can see the property of this product. It has an anti-inflammatory say activity, then antimicrobial activity, antioxidant activity, role in age-related memory disorder. It is very, very important. Is this immunomodulatory? When you consume, say fixed quantity of this particular juice, then you will never come across this COVID. Then it has anti-tumor genesis activity is there. Then you can see it say shapes from cancer. Also tissue regeneration properties they are reported from this. And omega acid is found in this particular juice, and it is used in ulcer, in even cancer, and in many fever and many other diseases. And it say develops the immune system of the human body. Then you can see this rhododendron arboreum. You can see here how these are the natural flowers, and these are extracted in the form of juice. Then you can see the local people how they trade in the market, and they prepare jam also. Then you can see the noodles and other items they are also prepared. Then finally you can see the rhododendron wine that is very, very useful for the people, the foreigners. They come and they buy these items. Then you can see this aloe vera, Grit Kumari. Then you can see, we feel it is the say nothing, it is a say wasteless plant, but you can see the various products they are made. It is very popular in the market, and it is the natural sources of health supplements for the human body. It is rich in minerals, vitamins, and amino acids that benefits the body in numerous ways. You can see here. Then many say people they use gel as such in their face and their hands. Then you can see this Chawanprash, many Ashwagandha species, then Safed Haldi, then this Ilaichi and the Dalchini and many other Basuti and many other species. They are say Arad Baida Aula, they are used for making this Chawanprash. So finally, this is very, very important for developing the immune system of the human being. Then in case it is consumed, one spoonful is consumed say morning and evening, definitely it will say keep the humans away from various diseases. So this is very, very important. It is commonly known in the market. Then you can see beekeeping. There traditionally fix these comb hives and bee hives. Also, you can see the wall hives are there. Then the wall hives inside. Then you can see these say the structures and log hives you can see here, and also these are the wooden hives. Then you can see how they prepare their structure. So then again, the bamboo based items from different places. Then this is made from this Edicium spicatum, Kapoor kachri. And you can see there are different items. They are traded in the market. Then how they dry and extract. These pulas, the people, they like it very much because say leather slippers, we don't prepare in our houses. Then we use these. Then see jirla and many other items, they are prepared. You can see here. Then this is the say senescence being prepared from juniper species, and this is the storage of fodder. Then you can see the traditional storage system using this say wood log, and the plowing of fields you can see in the field. These are the traditional practices. Then the pollination. This is very important, about which I have already talked. When we will have bees, then we will have say production of high production of these apple and other cash crops. But due to say overuse of these say pesticides, the population of these bees is decreasing, and these say orchards, they have become the pollination deficit, simply because of say decrease in the diversity of bees as well as the bee flora. Then there are many anthropogenic activities which are causing threats to the biodiversity as well as ecosystem as well as environment, you can say. Then one is a population explosion. This is causing say increasing population, that is increasing the demand of the natural sources. And then finally the natural sources, they are decreasing, and the human population, that is decreasing. Urbanization, you can see the Manali town without any planning. Then you can see beautiful lush green Deodar forest is here, beautiful valley. But if you will see there is no planning as such. Yeah, this creates lots of problem there. Then forest degradation due to the biological invasion, the road construction, and this forest fire, and say tourism beyond carrying capacity, construction of roads, hydropower projects. Then industrialization, then you can see forest fires and biomass burning, and tourism beyond carrying capacity. This is the Solong Nala and Rohtang Pass that was taken care by Green Tribunal, National Green Tribunal, and regulated vehicles are allowed there. Tourists are allowed. Then solid waste management, because we don't have proper solid waste management. Whatever we eat or we throw it in the waste places, then these activities you can see in Kulu. This is the dumping site. In Mandi, you can see that this is the dumping site, and in Mandi also you can see the dumping site. This is the say river area, the downside. Then you can see dumping site at Amirpur. Then you can see in Bilaspur, then Kangla, and then Chamba, and this Chamba. Then this has not only say reduced the diversity of that particular place, but it has caused say pollution in the particular area, and there is an imbalance of say gases, and the many pollutants they have increased there. Then finally these activities they are say leading to degradation of ecosystem. Then ultimately the environmental degradation is there. Then it causes the loss of biodiversity. Then reduction in ecosystem services, and it leads to the climate change. Then finally you can see there are many species, they have become critically endangered there. Then when we see the impact of climate change, early flowering in rhododendrons, particularly Rhododendron arboreum and Campanulum, we have observed this say 1 month before. We have observed even in Rhododendron arboreum, it is say even in the last week of December, even we can see the birds and say flowers there. Then our alternate shift of the Juniperus polycarpus in the cold desert region, then you can see that these seedlings and saplings, they are moving upwards. Then this is the clear-cut indication of upward shift. Then in Kulu Valley, the shift in apple belt from Nagwai to Dobi, that is the one of the best example. Introduction of mango, guava, and papaya. You can see mango, this guava, and the occurrence of Asugandha and Sapium sapientum. This is Asugandha. Then this is the tropical plant. These are the tropical fruits. Then these have started growing in the Kulu Valley. It clearly indicates that there is say something is going on. The environment is not balanced, and it is allowing the tropical plants and say the temperate plants, they are moving upwards. And Laol Spiti, the apple plantation and production, they have started there. I will show some of the slides there. Then you can see altitudinal shift of these coniferous say species like pinus, blue pine. Here you can see the blue pine has reached here. This is the Betula italis habitat. This is Himalayan birch habitat. You can see here. Then so this clearly indicates that the species they are moving along an altitudinal gradient. Also this Chilgoja pine, it is moving along an altitudinal gradient along the Satluj river. Then you can see here, the people they have started cultivating these apple plantation. They have started here. You can see the beautiful apple orchard in the cold desert region. Here you can see beautiful. Then at Tabo you can see the delicious apple. You can see it. It matures during October. Then at that time you can fetch a very good amount of money. This is the Spiti River in Spiti Valley where these apple orchards they are being established. Then there are many initiatives taken at a national level. There are 8 missions. Out of these, National Mission on Sustainable Habitat, that is one, and National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem, that is 2. Green India Mission, that is there. Then National Mission on Strategic Knowledge for Climate Change. These are some of the important missions, and the National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture and Water Mission and others also. These all are very, very important, but we need to implement all these missions so that we could check the degradation of environment in the area, and we could restore our ecosystems. Say at government level, as for institute conservation, for in the institute conservation within their natural habitats in the form of biosphere reserve and national parks, then wildlife sanctuaries, sacred groups, Ramsar sites and World Heritage sites. Then you can see the beautiful biodiversity rich areas of this Manali Wildlife Sanctuary, then Nargo Wildlife Sanctuary, and then Kayas Wildlife Sanctuary, and so on. These are the biodiversity rich areas. These are conserved in the form of sanctuaries. And there are national parks also, as I have already shown you the Great Mal National Park pictures of those. Active conservation means conservation of species outside their natural habitats. These are in the form of botanical gardens, then arboreta, then nurseries, herbal gardens, zoos, and parks. Then this is the herbal garden developed in Kulu Valley during my stay at GB Panta Institute, Kulu, and at a headquarter also when I was there for 13 years at Kosik Dharma Almora. Then I also developed there one arboretum. Now it is known as Lead Garden there. And landscaping was done. Then you can see how it was there in a Kulu Valley. Then now you can see it has come up like this. So you can see that this is the best example of restoration, of degraded flooded areas. And then you can see now arboretum, it is providing various type of services, direct and indirect values to the local people. And similarly, you can see that these are the wastelands and which were occupied by the shrubs of many spiny species. Now you can see the beautiful urban garden that was developed during my stay in Kulu Valley, and you can see these are the medicinal plant Angelica glauca. The roots they are given to the patient during stomach disorder, and also this has become not only the center of Jalpraj but also the educational center. It has become both the arboretum and the herbal gardens. Then you can see we promoted the conservation of these medicinal plants. This is Contra. Then you can see this is the Paniri, and you can see this is the mature plants. And this is Asugandha. This you can see this is aloe vera, and these are some of the products. These are being made by the people. I can cite happily this farmer first year 1.50 lakhs he earned from this. And finally, second year, 2.5 lakh money he earned. And finally, then his son is continuing. Then you can see how these dumping sites, these are being restored with the economically important species, fodder species, and multi-purpose species. So this type of innovations we are required. So these are the interventions we require, this type of intervention. The Himalayan Forest Research Institute developed five say DPRs for say five river basins of Indus River Basin. One is Jhelum River, then Chenab River, then Ravi, then Byas, and Satluj. Then we developed, we proposed different say plantation models, and we say emphasized mostly the local species, native species, and which includes trees, say shrubs and herbs and grasses and sedges, and then many other species for the different regions, say subtropical, temperate, subalpine, alpine, say river bank areas, then say eco parks and many other say models we say suggested for this. And also you can see to see the impact of climate change, we have selected say long-term mounting plots we have established across the Himachal Pradesh, 5 sites as tracked Sajpass, we then Nadu, Kanda, then Chitkul, then this Asiki Park, Kinnaur, you can see, then Chakas, Kalpa, Kanda, then Deltaj, these are the Great Mal National Park areas. Then we have seen the changing pattern of vegetation, altitudinal shift, then decrease in moisture content in the soil, and increasing density of some of the species, and early flowering of some of the species, and decreasing trend of sensitive species that we have already seen. Then our institute that has also restored the mine out areas. Then say we have planted say different economically important species which are say liked by the preferred by the local people, and to stabilize these say areas. Then we see then we require this we require to educate our student and other stakeholders then through PRA exercises to understand, to identify the issues of those particular areas where we need to plan for the further future say development and management. Then different activities going on in different places. Then you can see we can promote the citizen science then in GB Panta Institute through Earthwatch and GB Panta Institute collaborative project. This we initiated there. Then we involved the foreign citizen scientists and Indian citizen science, and we initially we first day we trained them, and we gave a practical exposure of the methodology. Then finally they utilized that methodology in the field. Then they helped us in achieving say generating data and achieving our goal timely. It helped us say in achieving our targets timely. Also say they met the requirement of manpower. When we talk about the sustainability, then we should consider take into consideration say ecology, economy, and society. This is the environment, which includes 3 components, right? Then it has to be multidisciplinary, then interdisciplinary, and integrated one. And then finally it will lead to societal welfare, then environmental quality, then efficiency, then equity, then biodiversity conservation, livelihood security, then gender balance, IPR, and awareness. Then finally this 3-dimensional framework, this will lead to the sustainable development of the area. Then finally we need people's participation, say starting from say lowest stakeholder to say Mela Mandals and others farmers, to the policy makers at say highest say bureaucrats, then finally the head of the state, the chief minister of the area. Then finally, so that they help in say they help in implementing the policy and planning which we develop for the area. Then finally we need people's participation in say again to increase our green cover. Then finally when we will have this type of green cover, then we will have biodiversity conservation, then ecosystem restoration, then which we have the objective here, then environmental conservation and climate change mitigation, that will be there. Then ultimately it will lead to our livelihood security. So this is about that. This is the photograph of say Leh premises in cold desert region of Ladakh UT. Then when people of Leh, then they bring this type of greenery in the cold desert region where the soil is say nutrient say less, and very poor soil is there. And then you can see how greenery they have brought these trees. Not only they are as, used as livelihood option, but they also save them from say these cold desert storms. So now you can see this will also helps say increasing the percentage of oxygen in the cold desert region. So that is the biggest problem there. So with this, I want to say that to the students that there are opportunities in case you do work. The madam was telling that some of the students they prepare medical say yes. I also say follow that. I also say agree with that. But those who continue their education, they do their graduation and masters, then they also go for this type of study. Then finally, definitely there are many organizations at national and international level, and then a state level and regional level. Definitely, you will be the king of your subject. Then that is what I could say. Then one should not be disheartened. Then one should work hard, and one should never think about the past, but one should learn from the past, and what he say lost there, and with that say lesson, then one should improve himself, and then finally the success will be yours in coming years. With this, I wish you all the best, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to the all the organizers. Thank you very much. In case you have any question, please ask.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So if there is any query, participants are free to interact with the speaker, Dr. S.S. Samant.
Meanwhile, I have a query, Sunita.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Okay, madam, please.
Yeah, sir. Dr. Samant, I have one question. Is he there? Sir is there? No?
Is there?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am,
here
he's
only.
there. He's
Yes,
Yeah,
there.
sir.
I'm
Yes,
here.
sir. I have one query, kind of an observation, that if you there is a lot of tourism now, tourism to even the remote reaches of Himalayas or other places is promoted these days. So
Yeah, yeah.
what is it that the locals, I mean, do they really benefit the locals? Because there are studies which show that it is the hospitality industry, the other peripheral services which spring up at the tourist spots that benefit, rather than the locals who are actually supposed to be benefiting. Is there any recommendation or any observation that you have made along this? And one more question I have is, with increased tourism, the ecosystem is going to suffer. There is no doubt about that. Because all tourists are not responsible. Most of them are not responsible at all. So in the areas where you promote tourism, particularly in the sacred groves or other areas which are under your jurisdiction, is there any policy that you have adopted, like, no plastic or no vehicles, these kind of things which might help? So these are the two questions I have.
Yeah, actually, madam, when you take the example of this Kulu Manali, actually, when there was unregulated tourism was there, then NGT took the serious note, say keeping in view the say degradation of environment of that particular spot. So NGT has taken serious note, and I was one of the members. Then regulated tourism that is allowed there to Rohtang Pass there. Then definitely when the tourists, they will be more than carrying capacity, definitely it will harm the environment of that particular area. Therefore, in the policy of the state, this there is clear-cut mention of say allowing the tourist say with the carrying capacity of that particular place. So beyond carrying capacity, they are not to be allowed there. So that is the clear-cut policy. In Kulu Valley, the forest department, that is, they are also promoting tourism, say in different places, say other site surrounding areas. So they have also regulated tourism. They have fixed camps, right? They have for sanitation facility, and they are doing that and regulating that. And the garbage also, Himachal is this plastic free state. Say, so that is the plus point here. Also, they give these bags, small bags to collect their garbage when they come back. In case they take any say food item there, then they bring a bag. So that is there. Regarding the benefit of local people, say I would say definitely the local people who have hotels in the say in Shimla, in Manali, and in any Dalhousie and any area, Dharamsala. So definitely they are benefited. Also the local people, they work as porters, they work as guides. So local say day by day basis earning, they get their livelihood from there also. Say tourism is their say living say their you can say the income generating source. So in case tourists they don't come, then they will say their economy will fall down say rapidly. So that is there. So they are definitely benefited. When I see here in Shimla, the when hotels are full, then fully packed, then the local people they are very happy. Because there is no tourists during the COVID period, they were very not happy. Then they because see they have to pay the tax and other things also. Then they need earning also. So from that earning only they pay their GST, CST, or whatever they have to pay. So that is there definitely that pays too. But the millionaires who have hotels and also they are also benefited from that. But there are only few who have say that type of hotels there. But they are residents of, they are bona fide of this particular state, particularly Himalayan states. Yeah.
You must be promoting homestays also, because that will benefit.
Yeah, homestays in Himachal Pradesh, the people they are very advanced, so they have developed their homestays, right?
Okay.
So the mostly the foreigners they come there, stay for even for 6 months, right? And then they stay there. Then homestay they promote very much.
Thank you so much. So knowledgeable, so very informative. You know, the slides are simply mind-boggling. The slides you got, excellent information you gave.
Actually,
Thank you.
this is my work, madam, my own slides which I got from the places where I surveyed during my study.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, madam.
So if there are no other queries or questions, so I would like to propose a formal vote of thanks to sir. So sir, as Kalyani ma'am said, the presentation
before you propose, I would like to thank
thank you,
Professor
sir.
Abhishek Chandra and Professor Raj Sekran is there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
They
invaluable.
contacted me. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my views and my findings. And to Dr. Sunita Yadav and Kalyani madam also, and
Thank
two
you,
other
sir.
distinguished say professors as well as all the dear students for giving me this opportunity. In case you have any query, you are most welcome. Then you have my email ID, then mobile number also. Anytime you can ask, I will be happy to share my views. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I would like to propose the formal vote of thanks to sir. And as Kalyani ma'am said, your presentation was, sir, actually captivating. We could not, move away. And it was, as you said, it was your own work. So we could, have that, sense of belongingness with the slides. And our students, they study medicinal botany and ethnobotany in second year. So I hope those students, they have a glimpse into the actual work that has been done into that particular subject. So they will really understand the importance of these subjects. And I hope some of them, they go into this as a profession in their future. And we hope that some of our students, they, we want to connect to you for some, like internships, or the students, they would like to, I hope they would like to work with you for some projects. So we would definitely like to seek your support in that, sir. And thank you once again for sparing the time, sir, out of your busy schedule and enlightening our students with such wonderful presentation, like all about the conservation practices you talked about, your own real examples that you have given to restore the degraded land and the promotion of cultivation of medicinal plants. So thank you so much, sir, again. And thank you.
My pleasure, madam. My pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir,
Thank you.
for accepting our invitation.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. In case any students he wants to interact, they are most welcome, please. So thank you very much, Professor Rajsekharan.
Sir,
Nice
it's
to
our
see
pleasure
you.
to find here, sir.
Nice
and,
to see you here, and to Dr. Abhishek Chandra also to see you here, and Dr. Kalyani madam, and to Dr. Sunita madam. So really nice to see you all.
Nice
Thank
to
you
see
so much.
Nice to
Thank
hear
Thank you
you,
very
sir.
much.
Namaste,
Nice to
sir.
meet you.
Namaste.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, now I am moving towards the valedictory session. And I invite to the Dr. Kalyani Krishna, the convener of this capacity building program for the student on environment degradation and ecosystem restoration, for the closing remark. Over
Thank
to
you,
you.
Abhishek. Thank you, Abhishek. So as Dr. Abhishek has mentioned, with the 4 lectures by Dr. Barik, Dr. Anantaraman, Dr. S.R. Rao and Dr. Samant, the capacity building program slated for today has come to a conclusion. I'm sure that the participants benefited from the deliberations as much as we did by putting them together. There is no doubt that we have reached a stage when ecosystem restoration is a task every human being has to understand and undertake. Treating nature as our slave and a free provider is an absolute no. And we should realize that nature is indispensable and invaluable. I think this point has been put across by all the speakers today. And lastly, I would also like to mention that the meticulousness with which these talks have been put together by the coordinator, Dr. Abhishek Chandra, has to be applauded. He needs to be acknowledged because he is not going to thank himself when he is going to propose a vote of thanks. So on behalf of the participants and the organizing team, I would like to express my gratitude to Abhishek for putting together these kind of talks, which we all enjoyed so much. And thanks to the participants, of course. The formal vote of thanks will be given by Abhishek, but it was an amazing experience. The 4 talks were excellent, and I'm sure everybody benefited a lot. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Now I invite Professor C. Rajsekharan, President, Society for Environment and Development, for the valedictory remark.
Thank you, Abhishek Chandra. It's my immense pleasure to be on this forum also. It's a wonderful, experience and amazing, brainstorming session also. I would like to congratulate each and every participant in this, program who have participated on this capacity building program on environmental degradation and ecosystem restoration. All 4 speakers has justified with the need of the hour, and they have highlighted about how to restore our ecosystem and all. What are all the strategies given by our Dr. Professor S.K. Barik, Director, National Botanical Research Institute. It's one of the primary institutions in the Indian subcontinent, and followed by Professor Anantaraman, Director, Center for Advanced Studies in Marine Biology, Annamalai University. He also had 30, all 4 speakers are having more than 35 years of experience in this field of ecosystem and eco restoration areas, and he has shared about what is he has invited all our young minds to enter into another world, that's ocean world. And then finally our Professor S.R. Rao has given the career chances. It's a different angle of our this thing, especially our environmental sciences students and botanists today. We used to feel insecure on ensuring our job opportunity. and what are all the career options are available, and prospects, future prospects are all highlighted very nicely. And finally, our Dr. S.S. Samant has given about the environmental degradation and the ecosystem restoration in Indian Himalayan region. It's he has highlighted work issuership. That's the simple made or nutshell we can say it. There's whatever the area when we work, actually I'm one of his student only. When I was entering my PhD, he was a junior most scientist, and now he become a director of one of the reputed institution also. He has given all this, whatever the efforts he has made all along this 35 years of service. He has shown there within 1 hour. It's a very amazing, session also. So the outside, I would like to say that one, either you are an environmental science student or a botany student, when you are doing your work in a systematic manner, definitely you can have a lot of options and avenues are available. You can progress well, and you become one of the leading icons in this globe also. So this program not only highlighted about the eco restoration, it's the restoration of environmental science students as well as botany students. I once again congratulate each and every student also, participant also, as well as congratulate our organizing team members who are put their invaluable efforts to bring this program and successfully showcase this program. Thank you very much, one and all the best.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for your nice word, and always encourage us to the and do the motivation and give the inspiration to the such speakers, and always help us to talk to the speakers and bring those in a particular platform. And always collaboration with the Society for Environment and Development and Sri Venkateswar College. I thanks to you. And it is my pleasure because it is the part of this program. It is our Golden Jubilee celebrations. So I thanks to our principal, Professor C. Sila Reddy, to the given to the permissions to the conduct this program. The capacity building program of the student for the environmental degradations and ecosystem restoration. And it is the joint adventure of the two departments. One is the Department of Botany and second is the Environmental Sciences. And as our speaker is also mentioned that the botany is the oldest and the traditional, and same thing is happening into our college. The botany department is one of the oldest department into our college, where we are reaching to the 60 years. And the environmental sciences is the newly department, which is the last 5 years. So it is the joint program of the Department of Botany and the Environmental Sciences. So I thanks to this occasion, the teacher in charge of the Botany Department, Dr. Shukla Saluja. She is also the webinar convener along with the Dr. Kalyani Krishna ma'am. And Dr. Kalyani Krishna ma'am is the senior most department, as a senior most faculty in our college, and he is also the GB member of the Sri Venkateswar College. So I thanks Kalyani ma'am, Shukla ma'am, and also our organizing secretary, Dr. Pooja Gokhale Sinha. Due to some network issues, she is not joining, and Dr. Robin Suez and Dr. Smita Yadav. And apart from our students, participants, thanks to each and everyone, and thanks to all the speakers. The first speaker, Dr. Professor S.K. Bari, Director, CSIR, National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow. And the second speaker, Professor P. Ananta Raman, Professor and Dean, Faculty of the Marine Sciences, Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. And Professor S. Ramarao, Department of Biotechnology and Bioinformatics, Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, Meghalaya, and Professor S.S. Samant, Director, Himalayan Forest Research Institute, Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. So it is my pleasure to thanks all the speakers along with the participants. Thanks to everyone. And one important, you can fill the feedback form, because we will issue the certificate on the basis of this feedback form.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.